World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4581, Rebirth. Chen Shang also seemed to gradually understand this Kalian. Emperor Lian's personality allowed her to fight without distracting thoughts when she was strong, so she didn't seem to have too much emotional fetters. The Tianmu personality is full of wisdom, able to comprehend all kinds of cultivation, and is responsible for solving some problems. Lianer's personality is when she is weak, she has a certain probability of surviving. When she was weak, she still had the fierce and ferocious temperament of Emperor Lian's personality. She would definitely make trouble everywhere, but Lianer's personality was very flattering. Although the Tianmu Wanshiju is flawed, it is also very rare. It is a very good technique. Chen Shang said, I was greatly inspired by it, and I am very grateful for the benefits that Tianmu Wanshiju has brought to me. What inspiration? What benefits? Kalian asked. I can't tell for a while. Chen Shang shook his head and said, wait for what I have gained in the future, I will share it with you again. Our cultivation is almost over. Kalian said, your cultivation level has improved very quickly. Although I swallowed your energy and your dragon before, you haven't lost much. Yes, the curse that restricts my physical growth has been broken, and my cultivation level has also improved a lot. Chen Shang sighed, this time the fellow practitioner Tianmu Wanshiju is really a wonderful experience. Perhaps, Tianmu Wanshui's flaws need to be corrected by fellow practitioners with you. Kalian said, this is what Tianmu told me just now. Oh, Chen Shang said, really? When Lianer was with you before, Tianmu felt the change of Tianmu Wanshui, so she said that. Kalian said. This. Lianer told me that I can't pretend that thing in front of you. Chen Shang smiled awkwardly, but I still want to ask, when I was with Lianer, what were you and Tianmu? What kind of feeling? Kalian was silent and did not answer. She looked at Chen Shang for a long time before saying, no comment. Chen Shang also felt weird, and he didn't say much anymore. This practice was finally over. Chen Zhang's consciousness left the double soul sea and returned to reality. In reality, he really grew up, and his strong body broke through the boy's clothes. Time is still too late, I'll find those two girls and teach them something. Kalian glanced at Chen Zhang's tall body, then shook her head and left. Chen Shang immediately put on a set of white clothes, and then took a picture of himself with the six gods mirror, smiled and said, is this the ultimate form of me? I am so handsome by myself. Brother, you are finally not a kid, giggle. Sister Xiaojing was also very happy, smiling again and again. Girl Jing, I have always been a kid in your eyes. Aren't you also a kid? Chen Shang smiled. Brother, you hugged that Kalian before. You even kissed. You were a teenager, and you kissed her, and then you grew up. Sister Xiaojing said. What? Chen Shang thought that they were only intimate in a state of consciousness in the double soul sea, but he did not expect that they would be affected in reality. Brother, I also know a little about Tianmu Wanshui. It's strange, I suddenly realized something, it should have been influenced by my brother. Little Mirror said. Really? Then can't you use the Tianmu Wanshi secret art to cultivate the 6 magic mirrors? The reason why Chen Shang felt that the Tianmu Wanshiju was very powerful was because this exercise was very helpful for refining tools. Yes, brother, the Aoshi mountain and river map is already a bit weak. And through the practice of Tianmu Wanshiju, I seem to have realized something, I will soon be able to cultivate the Aoshi universe map, this is the strongest. Xiaojing smiled road. Really? Chen Shang was also surprised that Sister Xiaojing had achieved such a huge harvest during his practice. But it will take some time. Little Mirror said. I just caught a little bit of clues suddenly. Well, you work hard. If there is something you don't understand, we will communicate with each other again. Chen Shang said. Chen Shang looked at his 6 cultivation bases, and the improvement was huge. The Demon Road cultivation base has been upgraded from the 30th order to the 120th order, and the Soul Dao cultivation base is also the 120th order. And the cultivation of the alchemy is the most terrifying, it turned out to be 150. Heavenly Dao, Fu Dao and Ming Dao cultivation bases have not improved. Chaotic Dragon Fruit cultivates Demon Dao and Soul Dao. Sister Xiaojing said. The demon way is related to the beast, then my 4 elephants will be stronger. Chen Shang said. Actually, the power of the alchemy can't be underestimated, I should discover the use of the energy of the alchemy. So, have you ever beaten Niling Wo? Sister Xiaojing asked. It should have been possible. Chen Shang took out the Qinglong 2 demon knife, and said, "This knife is still short of fire." Yes, neither the 6 magic mirrors nor the 4 elephant weapons can reach the strength of the ancient chaos weapon. Little Mirror said, "However, if I use the Heavenly Mother Wanshi art to sacrifice, I should be able to improve it quickly." Quote, "The Tianmu Wanshi Ju can directly create the Tianmu Sky Pearl, so Sister Xiaojing also intends to use it to sacrifice artifacts. The 6 Gods Mirror has a time domain, so Sister Xiaojing immediately started to practice the 6 Gods Mirror, Qinglong Tu Modao and Baihu Jingyu Fan. Last time the 5 forces attacked the magical medicine treasure city, and then Kalian appeared to control the Heavenly Mother Kangqingju and Yixianzhong to repel Nilingwo and Yushu. This was still a few days ago. However, several years have passed since Chen Shang and Kalian were in the realm of time. In the past few days, the 5 forces have summoned their strongest forces, began to make arrangements, and began to study the magical medicine treasure city. The strongest of the 5 forces have all reached the vicinity of the magical medicine treasure city. They have not yet been able to detect the power of the magical medicine treasure city, so they have not taken action yet. The other thing is, they seem to be waiting for something. Chen Shang was in the Chaos Dragon Tree when he suddenly received news from Yi Tianshu. "Chen Shang, Aunt Yan wants to meet you secretly," Yi Tianshu said. "She said that she has important information, but I am not sure if she is spreading false information to confuse us." Even Yi Tianshu, she can't believe Aunt Yan now. Chen Shang has a heart and a clear eye, and he can see if the other party is lying to himself, so he is willing to see Aunt Yan, so he arranges to meet at the top of the Baocheng Tianlu. After Aunt Yan arrived, she saw Chen Shang again. This time it was Chen Shang, who turned out to be a handsome and tall young man. Especially the peculiar charm displayed on Chen Zhang's handsome face unexpectedly made an elderly Yan's heart beat faster. "Are you young Master Shen?" Aunt Yan took a deep breath and calmed her rippling heart. "I am Chen Shang, this is me in the strongest state." Chen Shang smiled and said, "You have mastered this very important information. After you go back, will you tell them?" "Master Shen, I am here to inform you this time." Aunt Yan sighed, "because I don't want Xiaoshu to be ruined by them." World Defying Dan God Chapter 4582, Saint Destiny. When Chen Shang heard the words, "spoiled," he immediately felt a little disgusted. Aunt Yan used these 2 words to show that Yi Tianshu did end up miserably. But isn't she the sage Yishan? Why was it spoiled? Was it ruined by them? Who are they? From the time Aunt Yan came in, Chen Shang opened his mind to make sure that Aunt Yan was credible. As long as she is trustworthy, then Chen Shang will not doubt her. Aunt Yan also knew that Chen Shang had a lot of questions. She sighed and asked, "Do you believe me?" "Believe." Chen Shang nodded and said, "Please sit down." The relationship between Yi Tianshu and Chen Shang is very special. Although she is currently the master of Chen Shang, the relationship between master and servant no longer exists. In addition, Yi Tianshu now maintains the magical medicine treasure city in this way, so Chen Shang will help Yi Tianshu no matter what. After sitting down, Aunt Yan said, "It's true that I am also the sage Yishan. I am the sage Yishan of the previous generation. Sage Yishan can still be passed on." Chen Shang was a little surprised. There can be multiple saints, such as the Yishan gate of the divine sea of our universe. Each generation of Yishan saints will train 4 at the same time. Aunt Yan said, "I am too old, so I have to the position of the saint is passed on, otherwise I would never pass on this curse." This was not the first time Chen Shang heard the word curse. Kalian had also said curse before. She said that she had a very strange curse on her body, she couldn't perceive it at all, but it just existed, so she would be very bumpy from life to life, and she didn't know how to get rid of it. What kind of curse? Chen Shang suddenly thought of something, but he was not sure. "It's about the sages of Yishan." Aunt Yan said. "Sages of Yishan created the Yishan gate. Do you know why Yishan gate exists?" Chen Shang shook his head. "Because this is a game between the sages of Yishan and Tian." Aunt Yan sighed, then looked up and thought about many past events. "Is the sage Yishan still alive?" Chen Shang said, "I know only the sages about the sages. I only know the sages of the Heavenly Mother, the sages of creation, the sages of Yishan, and who is another sage. There is also a sage of heaven's punishment. I don't know much about the sage of heaven's punishment. There is speculation that the power of the sage of heaven's punishment is at work in the catastrophe of the universe, the sea of gods and multiple universes." Said. "So, does Yi Tianshu's curse have anything to do with the sage Yishan?" Chen Shang quickly pulled back the topic. Sage Yishan has a curse on him. This kind of curse is very magical, even Sage Yishan himself doesn't know what's going on, and has always been with his soul. Aunt Yan said, this curse, give him this kind of curse. It caused a lot of trouble and caused him to be in trouble. Chen Shang remembered the sage of the Heavenly Mother. She is now the identity of Kalian, but still worried that the curse will happen at any time, so she also tried to cut herself from Zillion. The sage Yishan created the Yishan Gate to get rid of the curse. The so-called sage Yishan is to bear the curse that he has scattered. Aunt Yan said, Sage Yishan is in the body of the sage Yishan. By blood, it can be said that they are all descendants of the sages of Yishan. This, Chen Shang was startled, and said, then Aunt Yan, you. Of course I am also a descendant of the sage Yishan, I am also the sage Yishan, and my bloodline is very pure. Aunt Yan said, we have a specific bloodline in our body that can inherit the talents of certain souls of the sage Yishan. Yishanmen of the Holy Mother of Heaven, they are all people of Yishan blood. Isn't there a sage Yishan among them? Chen Shang asked. No, Aunt Yan shook her head and said, Sage Yishan is created from the soul blood of the previous generation of the Sage Yishan. The Sage Yishan has a special device, so you only need to draw enough soul blood to put it in. You can give birth to a fetus, and after being raised, you will be the Sage Yishan. Wait, why are they all women? Chen Shang suddenly thought of this, frowning and said, what is the so-called spoiling? Sage Yishan can be said to be the most holy side of the Sage Yishan. As long as his holy part is abused, the power of the curse can be reduced. Aunt Yan said, simply put, it is. It took many years for the Sage Yishan to find a way to let others bear the bad luck brought by the curse for him. That is to say, the unlucky ones are the substitutes that he split up, and then he won't be unlucky anymore. Chen Shang frowned, then Aunt Yan, what have you endured before? Too much. Aunt Yan sighed, then closed her eyes, and said, in short, I have experienced the most distorted things in the world. All the evil acts imposed on me are also those that have been related to me. Very deep, such as those master teachers. Chen Shang suddenly understood. Aunt Yan was raised since she was a child, and the people she trusted so much not only abused and trampled her, they also continued to inflict all kinds of evil on her. Chen Shang didn't dare to continue thinking about it. He also clenched his fists at this moment, and his body trembled slightly. He only felt that this kind of thing was utterly conscienceless, and it shouldn't exist at all. I'm lucky, because they want me to live, and they want me to create and cultivate the next generation of Yishan saints. Aunt Yan said, so far, I have only bred a Yishan saint like Xiaoshu. I have found many the reason is that it has not conceived the other three saints for a long time. In other words, Yi Tianshu is going to be ready to bear the curse, right? Chen Shang asked. Yes, I hope I am the last sage Yishan to bear the curse. Xiaoshu will never inherit me. Aunt Yan said, if you do this, then the sage Yishan will be furious, and he will appear. Punish everyone in Yishanmen. Chen Shang now understands the significance of the existence of Yishanmen. He thought of the sage of the Heavenly Mother, who also couldn't stand the curse, and then reincarnated as the nine-colored Lotus Emperor, but in the end she was betrayed. At the beginning, the sage of Heavenly Mother was betrayed by the sage of Yishan. Chen Shang wanted to know why this curse existed. As long as she is with me, I won't let her be harmed. Chen Shang said. But, if the sage Yishan appears, I'm afraid. Aunt Yan sighed, this is what I worry about the most. Aunt Yan, you stay here for a few more days and wait for me to observe. Chen Shang said. Master Shen, although I don't know what your background is, but because I have been a sage Yishan for many years, and I have the blood of a sage Yishan, I can feel that there is another sage here, and that's why I came to you. Aunt Yan said. Aunt Yan, you have been talking to Xiaoshu more these days. She still doesn't know these things. You tell her all the facts. Chen Shang said. She doesn't know, and I'm planning to tell her everything. Aunt Yan nodded. Master Shen, everything is up to you. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4583, New Powerful Enemy. After Aunt Yan left, Chen Shang digested what she just said. He was not too surprised, mainly because he had just met the sage of the Heavenly Mother and knew a little bit about the sage. He took out the summons talisman and went to contact Kalian. Kalian has already gone to the Heavenly Mother Palace Master and Yi Tianshu, has contacted them, and taught them something. Kalian went to the Heavenly Mother Palace as a mysterious person, and Yi Tianshu is also in the Heavenly Mother Palace now. Both Yi Tianshu and Tianmu Palace Master know that Kalian is very powerful, so they both respect Kalian very much. They are all very curious, when did Chen Shang find such a powerful and beautiful woman? Kalian also helped Heavenly Mother Palace Master break the soul-changing curse. Heavenly Mother Palace Lord has been troubled by the soul transformation curse for many years, causing many scars on her body. These scars are the curse power from the depths of her soul, so no matter how many times she reshapes her body, the scars always exist. The Heavenly Mother Palace Lord now officially accepts the inheritance of the Tianmu Wanshiju. Although she does not say it, she guesses in her heart that Kalian is most likely the old generation of the Tianmu soul race. Kalian returned to the Chaos Dragon Tree and came to the tree hole where Chen Shang was. Have you passed the Heavenly Mother Wanshiju to the Palace Master Sister? Chen Shang asked. I did pass it on to her and Yi Tianshu. Kalian said, however, I didn't pass on the most complete one to them, lest they go astray. Chen Shang just smiled. I admit that there is a problem with the Tianmu Wanshiju. But, after all, this is the practice I have put in a lot of painstaking efforts over the years, and I can't just abandon it like this. Kalian said. I never said that Tianmu Wanshui can't be practiced. Chen Shang said, actually, there is still a lot of room for improvement. Maybe I am a fan of the authorities, so it is limited. The main reason is that the Tianmu Wanshiju is too complicated and profound, and very few people can fully understand it. Kalian looked at Chen Shang with a slight admiration and said, you understand the Tianmu Wanshiju, can provide me with a different perspective. Sometimes, you really can't build a car behind closed doors. Chen Shang smiled. We can still cooperate more in the future. Huh, do you want to cooperate with Leonor? Kai Lian snorted softly. After all, Leonor's personality is very obsessed with Chen Shang. You are Leonor, Chen Shang said with a grin. What do you want me to do? Kalian asked. Leonor, what do you think of Yi Tianshu, the sage Yishan? Chen Shang asked, how much do you know about the sage Yishan? I was betrayed by a sage Yishan back then, and he was so miserable. Kalian said, but after I saw Yi Tianshu, I could feel that she was a pitiful person, so I also taught her the Tianmu Wanshiju. I hope she can get rid of that poor fate. Poor man, Chen Shang frowned. Just feel, the sage Yishan is the bloodline inheritance of the sage Yishan. The sage Yishan also created a gadget, which is very similar to the Tiantajing. Kalian said, the sage Yishan can rely on that thing. His very similar blood has been passed down from generation to generation. What then? What do you think these sages of Yishan do? Chen Shang asked. Of course it is to expand Yishanmen. Kalian said. It seems that you don't know why the sage Yishan exists. Chen Shang sighed. Sage Yishan, it's so good to hide. Huh, do you know the sage Yishan better than me? Kalian frowned. What do you know? Tell me. Afterwards, Chen Shang told Kalian all the things Yan had said. After Kalian listened, the whole person seemed to be greatly shocked. Chen Shang poured a glass of juice prepared by Sister Xiaojing, handed it to Kalian, and said, drink something and be shocked. After Kalian drank it, she took a long sigh, and the dreamy jade face glowing with strange charm was also solemn at the moment. So that's it, Kalian sighed, he is so cruel and vicious. Can we help Xiaoshu get rid of the curse? Chen Shang asked. Sage Yishan is a scapegoat. She lives and suffers from generation to generation. Yes, said Kalian, according to the description of the Aunt Yan, these so-called sins were all specifically imposed on her within a certain period of time. In other words, the sage Yishan can count his own curse. Time of attack. As long as we protect Xiaoshu, she can get rid of it. Chen Shang said, but the problem is that the sage Yishan will definitely find out, and he will definitely come to Yishanmen to inquire. It's just right. Kalian's eyes suddenly became cold and severe. Leonor, how much do you know about that sage? Chen Shang asked, have you seen this guy? I don't know much. I've seen it a few times. He is a very gloomy old man. Kalian said, he is very dangerous. When I approach him, I feel very uncomfortable. If the sages of Yishan come, then the Holy Mother of Heaven will gather 3 sages. Chen Shang laughed. Perhaps, the sage Yishan is in the Heavenly Mother's sacred wilderness. Kalian said, he has a part in building the Heavenly Mother's sacred wilderness, so he should know the existence of the Heavenly Mother Yuanshin and Tianmu Heart Palace, he might want to take it away. Where is the creative sage? What kind of person is he? Chen Shang asked. It's okay, Kalian said, at the beginning, he took care of me more. Of the 4 great sages, he is the oldest one. I remember that when the 4 of us gathered together, even the sages of heavenly punishment respected Chuangdao very much. Saints. It turned out to be like this. Chen Shang felt more and more that the creation of the Aoshi universe might have been secretly promoted by the creative sages. I'll go find Yi Tianshu again. Kalian said, I have to look at her Yishan clock. Yishan clock is a tool of Yishan sages, and it is only allowed to be used by saints, maybe something weird. Yes, I also think Yi Tianzhong has a problem. Shen Shang said. Kalian left immediately and went to find Yi Tianshu. Chen Shang asked about Sister Xiaojing's cultivation progress. Sister Xiaojing wants to practice 6 magic mirrors, and sacrifices the Qinglong Tumodao and the Baihu Jingyu fan. In particular, the arrogant universe map of the 6 paths of divine mirror, if it can be cultivated, will definitely be very powerful. Brother, Leonor is not very reliable. Little Jing said, I'm not saying that she is not trustworthy, but that she is a bit arrogant. She has enemies with the sage Yishan, and she might be charged with hatred. Faint, my estimating the enemy's strength. I think too, Chen Shang said. So we must be prepared, if she falls, we still have to go to bed. It's better to rely on yourself. Sister Xiaojing smiled. By the way, brother, I will also use Tianmu Wanshiju to refine the Aoshi Shen furnace. Then I will use the Aoshi Shen furnace to sacrifice the Qinglong Tumodao and Baihu Jingyu fan. Okay, Chen Shang also has a large number of sky source crystals now, so the 6 magic mirrors are not lacking in energy. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4584, Great Escape Plan. Chen Shang is much stronger now, but he thinks it is not strong enough, because next, he is very likely to face the powerful enemy Yishan Shangxian. He took out the talisman and went to contact Zillion. How are you getting along with her? Yan Zillion asked. It's okay. Chen Shang didn't say much, because he had promised Kalian that he couldn't disclose too much to Yan Zillion in detail. That's good. Yan Zillion didn't ask much. She was more concerned about the magical medicine city, and asked, is that city protected? Temporarily saved, but still facing threats. Chen Shang sighed. Since then, a lot of things have happened. How to say, she is the Emperor Jukai, after reshaping her body, can't she beat the enemy back? Zillion was a little puzzled. She is not at her peak now, not to mention that there are many enemies. Chen Shang said, now, maybe there is a stronger guy. What stronger guy? Yu Zillion asked. Isn't he the strongest of the 5 forces? What can be stronger? Sister Zillion, do you know the 4 great sages? Chen Shang asked. The enemy is one of the 4 great sages. Yu Zillion asked hurriedly. It may be the sage Yishan. Chen Shang said, that guy, maybe he will come. If it's really a sage Yishan, then I remember the creation of the sage said something before. Yu Zillion said. He said that there is a guy in the Middle Saint State, leading a group of powerful ancient prisoners, that guy is his old acquaintance. What? The sages of Yishan are the leaders of a group of ancient demon prisoners. Chen Zhang's eyes jumped wildly and said, Sister Zillion, are you sure that the sages of creation have said it? I'm sure, but what he said is not necessarily the sage Yishan. Or another one, said Yan Zillion. There is another sage of punishment from heaven, could it be him? Chen Shang could only think about the good. If the sage Yishan led a group of ancient demon prisoners, it would be terrible. If you come to the treasure city of magical medicine, you can imagine how terrifying this force is. The little treasure city of magical medicine can't stop this power that destroys the world. Your time is running out. Yu Zillion said, no matter what, you must plan for the worst. If you can escape, try your best to escape. What a pity, the magical medicine treasure city is destroyed like this. Sister Zillion, is the magic medicine Baochang important? What do you plan to do with the magic medicine Baochang? Chen Shang asked. The Heavenly Mother's sacred desolation will definitely be destroyed in the end. According to my plan, when the magical medicine treasure city comes, the Heavenly Mother's sacred desolation can be separated in advance, and before the Tianmu's sacred desolation is destroyed, fly away to the distance. Said Zillion Yan. According to my vision is that most of the resources of the Heavenly Mother's sacred wilderness can be transferred to the magical medicine treasure city. If this is the case, then the magical medicine treasure city needs to be expanded a bit. Chen Shang moved in his heart and said, this is indeed a very good plan. However, if the magical medicine Baochang is targeted by a sage, it will be difficult to implement. Zillion sighed. We can't beat that powerful sage. Sister Kalian, she has just reshaped her body and has the same strength as Yishan. The sages are very different, they are not rivals at all. Really, but she looks very confident. Chen Shang frowned, she seems very happy to learn that the sage Yishan is coming. Emperor Zhu Kailian has one problem, that is, she is easy to be arrogant. She often suffers a lot of losses because of overconfidence. Zillion said, Chen Shang, you must remind her. Chen Zhang's feelings were really right before. Kalian was overconfident. If she had the personality of Tianmu, maybe it wouldn't be like this. The personality of Emperor Lian is now dominating, and the personality of Tianmu is in a state of retreat, and only occasionally communicates with Emperor Lian's personality. Sister Zillion, as long as you can block the sage Yishan. Chen Shang said, I may have a way. Chen Shang has a bolder plan, which is to transfer most of the resources of the Heavenly Mother's sacred wilderness to the magical medicine treasure city. Then control the magical medicine treasure city to fly to Saint Shuangxing. You know, in the Heavenly Mother Sacred Desolate, there are Tianmu Yuanshin and Tianmu Heart Palaces. After arriving at the Holy Profound Star, they might have some kind of reaction with Shen Yuanshin. Of course, Chen Shang didn't tell Zillion. After all, Tianmu Heart Palace and Tianmu Yuanshin had to be kept secret. Is it really possible? Zillion sighed. I think it's difficult. Sister Zillion, don't come to the magical medicine treasure city, you go to Zhongshengzhou immediately. Chen Shang said, you can find the creation sage as soon as possible, and at the same time monitor the movement of the ancient demon prisoners in Zhongshengzhou. Okay, said Yan Zillion, it's just that the creation sages are weaker now. As long as you can find him. Chen Shang said, I want to discuss something with him. Even if the sage Yishan wants to come over, it is impossible to come so quickly, we still have time. Okay, I can only give it a try now. Yan Zillion didn't want to give up so many resources of the Heavenly Mother Sacred Wilderness. After all, this once belonged to their Heavenly Mother soul race. Zillion immediately changed direction and headed to Zhongshengzhou, the place where the ancient demon prisoners gathered. Chen Shang took out the talisman and tried to contact Xiao Shonglin and Lu Menger, but they still couldn't get in touch. He doesn't worry much about Lu Menger and the others now. Because they are very likely to go to a place, that's why he can't be contacted. That is Tianmu Heart Palace. Tianmu Heart Palace is another space, and the space barrier is very strong, so it can't be connected. They should have arrived in the Heavenly Mother Heart Palace very early. How did they do it? Could it be the guidance of the universe soul of life? Chen Shang thought there was only such a possibility. The great life soul of the universe was in Aoshi Tiandi, and it should have given Baihua Tiandi a lot of help, given them a lot of inheritance, and supported them to grow up, just to suppress the life soul palace in the future. Brother, do you want to tell Leonor about this plan? Sister Xiaojing asked. Don't tell her, she is now the personality of Emperor Lian, this woman is a fighting freak. If she is the personality of Tianmu, then maybe we can talk about it. Chen Shang said. Little Master, 2 ancient chaos weapons exploded and impacted the enchantment before, and the fragments have been collected. Grandma Tree said, those fragments should be pretty good. Okay, I'll transfer to the 6 mirrors. Chen Shang said. Afterwards, the fragments of the 2 ancient chaos weapons were all sent into the 6 god mirrors one after another, allowing Sister Xiaojing to strengthen the 6 god mirrors and other magic weapons more quickly. Grandma Tree, where does your tree root spread now? Chen Shang asked, have you got under Yishan City? Here, Grandma Tree said, I can quickly swallow the Tianyuan terrain of Yishan City. You grow as quickly as possible, and spread as many places as possible, and you have to swallow the terrain of the Yishan mountain range anyway. Chen Shang said. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4585, Nagarjuna shows its power. There are a large number of giant mountains in the Yishan Mountains that can be suspended in the air, which in itself consumes a huge amount of energy. Therefore, the topography of the Yishan Mountains is very greedy for Chen Shang. He even thought that the topography of the Yishan mountain range should be the largest topography of eastern Xuanzhou. As long as the Chaos Dragon Tree swallows the largest Tianyuan terrain in East Xuanzhou, then the entire area of East Xuanzhou will be able to master the Chaos Dragon Tree. The reason why Chen Shang is confident that he can stop the Sage Yishan is because there is still the Chaos Dragon Tree. In fact, many people underestimated the Chaos Dragon Tree. Although the Chaos Dragon Tree is a tree, it is wise, and there is also Tree Grandma. Granny Tree is not easy, she was sent by the soul of life, and she was once the spirit of the law of the arrogant universe. At present, it is only because the fit between Grandma Tree and Dragon Tree Chaos is not enough. Wait for Grandma Tree to know enough about Chaos Dragon Tree, then Chaos Dragon Tree will be a very powerful fighting force. Grandma Tree, you can swallow the Tianyuan terrain under Yishan City as soon as possible, and then touch the bottom of the Yishan mountain range. Chen Shang said. Be fast, as soon as possible. If the sage Yishan rushes over, it is very likely that he will also use it. The power of Yishan mountain range. Chen Shang had known before that the territories of Supreme Nine Palaces and Zhaoshanzong were not as powerful as the Yishan mountain range. The Yishan Gate was once glorious, but it has recently fallen into disarray, but the Yishan mountain range that they hover in the air makes the forces like Zhao Tianzong and the Supreme Nine Palaces jealous. The Yishan mountains suspended in the air, holding up so many huge mountains, this is most likely built by the sages of Yishan. The sage Yishan left the Yishan mountain range in Dongxuanzhou, so he can control Dongxuanzhou in the future and gradually expand his power. Little master, I also want to do it as soon as possible, but I am also limited. Grandma Tree sighed. Sister Jing, let go of the life essence beads and lend them to Granny Tree. Chen Shang said. Grandma Tree, that life essence beads is equivalent to the law of life. You should know how to use it, right? The law of life. Little master, is it your own law of life? Grandma Tree exclaimed. Even the soul of life, it failed to perfect the law of life in Aoshi universe in the end. Isn't his law of life fixed? Chen Shang frowned. It's no wonder that we don't have powerful local creatures in Aoshi universe. Oh, Grandma Tree sighed. The 6 magical mirrors floated out of life essence beads. After Grandma Tree touched it, she immediately began to rapidly expand her own. After the Chaos Dragon Tree got the life orb, the roots of the tree grew rapidly, and now it has completely covered the Tianyuan terrain under Yishan City, and then quickly drained it. The Chaos Dragon Tree did not become larger, but strengthened itself and made the trunk stronger. Yishan City also found the abnormality, and went to investigate immediately, and soon learned that there were huge tree roots under the deep ground, and it was difficult to cut off and burn with flames. You know, the seeds of the Chaos Dragon Tree were refined by killing the Qilong. Killing the Qilong is not afraid of fire. After swallowing the Tianyuan terrain of Yishan City, the enchantment of the magic medicine treasure city has been strengthened a lot. The Yishanmen already knew that the roots of the tree were extending in the direction of the Yishan mountains, and it was hard to stop. At this moment, the countless roots of the Chaos Dragon Tree are entangled, and these roots are surging away like a dragon like a river, it is impossible to stop. The 5 forces are planning how to attack the magical medicine treasure city. Most of their troops have not arrived yet, and they are still unable to attack. However, the magical medicine treasure city actually took the initiative to attack the Yishan mountain range. Right now, Yishanmen has no intention to attack the magical medicine treasure city, because they know that those tree roots are very terrible, and once they reach the Tianyuan terrain under the Yishan mountain range, they will definitely begin to devour it frantically. Therefore, Yishanmen is now summoning all the forces to stop the advancement of the roots. Grandma Tree was prepared for a long time. She has many roots, like several huge rivers, rushing underground towards the Yishan mountain range. This is simply unstoppable. Nilingwo is also aware of the seriousness of the problem. If the expansion of the Chaos Dragon Tree cannot be stopped, then the Yishan mountain range will definitely be killed. After Yishanmen was weakened, the power of the 5 forces was greatly reduced. Everyone at Yishanmen, you are just doing it in vain. Nilingwo hovered in the air, watching a large group of people from Yishanmen attack the earth frantically, and shook his head. The roots of the trees are very deep and deep underground, and it is difficult to penetrate from above to the deep ground. Moreover, there are so many roots. Currently they have detected hundreds of strands. Each of those tree roots was extremely strong, and they were twisted into one strand and rushed forward. What's the opinion of Elder Ni? Uncle Yu of Yishanmen asked. We have to attack the magical medicine treasure city in advance. Nilingwo looked at the magical medicine treasure city in the distance, and said, all the roots are there. If you don't take the magic medicine treasure city quickly, take control of the tree, Yishan mountain range will definitely be swallowed. But that ghost place is very difficult to attack. You destroyed 2 ancient chaos weapons before, and you didn't destroy them. Yu Shu said. Our head teacher of Yishanmen has also visited before, and he didn't. Grab the attack. Then use more ancient chaos devices. Nilingwo said. No, they don't want to. What's more, it is our Yishanmen who is going to be killed now. They are even more unwilling to help. They hope that Yishanmen will be killed. Yu Shu said. Don't you according to Tianzong think so? Quote. No, I don't think so. Nilingwo said coldly, if Yishanmen really fell, it would be destined that the magical medicine treasure city could no longer be stopped. Then, the entire underground of Dongxuanzhou will be all that kind of trees. Root, according to the topography of Tianzong's source of heaven, we must not protect it. Uncle Yu suddenly shuddered. He thought of going into the deep earth and seeing those terrifying huge tree roots. This might really happen. The lips are dead and the teeth are cold. Nilingwo said, therefore, we must unite and work together to win the magical medicine treasure city. What's the matter with that tree? We have never seen something so terrible in the universe for many years. Uncle Yu was terrified. Looking at the magical medicine treasure city in the distance, he suddenly felt that it was a huge mistake to provoke the magical medicine treasure city. No matter what, we haven't looked back. Nilingwo said, go, let's persuade other forces. Chen Shang also didn't expect that the Chaos Dragon Tree would have such an effect when using the power of the Life Orb. He thought that Grandma Tree had used it well. Brother, as your cultivation level improves, and then I also improved, and the life element, time element and space element also improved. Sister Xiaojing smiled. From this point of view, you will be able to take the Yishan mountain range soon. Chen Shang said, it is not enough to take the Yishan mountain range. The entire underground of East Xuanzhou will be covered with the roots of the Chaos Dragon Tree. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4586, Master Yishan. Nilingwo could see that with the growth rate of the Chaos Dragon Tree, the roots of the tree could quickly extend to the entire eastern Xuanzhou, and then the Tianyuan terrain in the territory of other forces would be swallowed. Therefore, Nilingwo is also very anxious now. If they can't take the magic medicine treasure city, they will be completely defeated. Nilingwo no longer has the ancient chaos weapon in his hands. He exploded 2 ancient chaos weapon before, but he failed to win the magic medicine treasure city. In his opinion, even if he could get 5 chaos dragon fruits, he would suffer a heavy loss. Unless he can get the Heavenly Mother Celestial Sky Orb, he will give up this idea after seeing the power of the Heavenly Mother Celestial Sky Orb. Now, he can only make up for his loss by taking the magical medicine treasure city and gaining certain benefits from it. At this time, Nilingwo was with the elders of those forces, telling them the plan to attack the magical medicine treasure city, and expressed his worries about the Chaos Dragon Tree. After listening to Nilingwo's words, those elders look at me and I look at you, seeming to be communicating in secret. You know, the 2 ancient chaos weapons that have self-destructed before have failed to attack, so they may not be able to succeed either. Elder Ni, are you really sure that after we explode a few ancient chaos weapons, we will be able to break through the barrier of the magical medicine treasure city? The elder of the Life Soul Palace asked, if we can't break through, wouldn't we lose in vain? Ancient chaos device. That's right, Elder Ni exploded 2 ancient chaos weapons before, but neither succeeded, but now the barrier of the magic medicine treasure city is stronger. The elder of the 6 Soul Palace shook his head and said, we shouldn't continue to use this kind of stupidity. The way. Speaking of these, Nilingwo was very angry. If at that time everyone worked together to smash a few more ancient chaos weapons, there would be no such things happening now. Nilingwo also realized that they were just a mess now. It seems that their 5 forces are very powerful, but they all have their own careful calculations. Uncle Yu just shook his head at Nilingwo. If others don't participate, it will be useless for him to participate in Yishanmen. Elder Jade, your Yishan gate is now under great threat, are you not participating? Nilingwo said, those roots are moving towards your Yishan gate. There is a way to stop the church in charge. Uncle Yu said. As for the attack on the treasure city of magical medicine, the teacher in charge also has his plan. Elder Ni, after you lost 2 ancient chaos devices, you were in a bad mood, we can understand. But you have to drag us into the water, and let us follow the loss of the ancient chaos device. This is too gloomy, Supreme Zhugong said the old man, because he really felt so. Not only the Supreme 9 Palaces, but the elders of other sects also think so. Wait for the Chaos Dragon Tree to take down the Yishan mountain range, and then it will be our turn to suffer. Niling said coldly, you idiots, you won't judge the situation. In the end, you will only suffer even more losses. Why are you still swearing? The elder of Life Soul Palace snorted. Elder Ni, the power to support us is on the way and will arrive soon. At that time, we will attack the magical medicine treasure city in one fell swoop, that is the most appropriate. said the elder of the Six Soul Palace. Yes, yes, you are so anxious to let us destroy the ancient chaos weapon to attack the city. What is your intention? You let Zhao Tianzong lose 2 ancient chaos weapon. You are afraid that Zhao Tianzong will blame it, so you have to pull it up. Are we backing up? The elder of the Supreme Nine Palace continued to sarcastically said. Hearing these words, Niling Wo was so angry that he vomited blood. Elder Ni, if we join forces with the strongest forces of the 5 forces, can we still not get the magical medicine treasure city? The elder of the Life Soul Palace said. When everyone arrives, we will attack the city directly. At that time, the Chaos Dragon tree will be stopped. The roots of the tree grow. Yishan mountain range is not vegetarian, not to mention their underground Tianyuan must be huge, how can it be swallowed so easily? Said the elder of the Six Soul Palace. Then you wait and see. Niling Wo suppressed the anger in his heart and said, you will regret it, goodbye. Niling Wo shook his head and left. After he left, he flew to the vicinity of the magical medicine treasure city. He must always pay attention to the movement of this city. The more he thinks about it now, the more he loses. Although he had snatched a chaos dragon fruit from this city before, he now smashed in 2 ancient chaos weapons. Therefore, Niling Wo is also very impatient now. According to Tianzong's blame, he will indeed be punished, but he doesn't care about Zhao Tianzong's punishment. What he cares about is that he can't just lose so much. He has been in the Tianmu Shengwang for many years, in charge of Zhao Shenzong, and has been in charge of Zhao Shenzong for so many years, and has never suffered such a big loss. But now, he was calculated by a young boy. Niling Wo believes that the person who sits in the treasure city of the magical medicine is the little boy Chen Shang, who is Yi Tianshu's servant. Niling Wo became even more angry at the thought of Chen Zhang's low status. He actually stumbled in the hands of a servant. I must get it back, there must be a flaw in this city. Niling Wo stared at the enchantment, his eyes red. Chen Shang couldn't play the battle yet, otherwise he would quietly go to the Yishan mountain range to see how the roots of the Chaos Dragon tree swallowed the topography of Tianyuan. Sister Little Mirror's cultivation needs to strengthen the 6 magic mirrors. If Chen Shang goes out now, he can't do without the 6 magic mirrors, so now he can only wait for the 6 magic mirrors to finish. Grandma Tree, is it going well now? Chen Shang asked. It went well. They tried many methods, but they couldn't stop me. Grandma Tree smiled. The roots of the tree will reach the bottom of the Yishan mountains soon. We will be invincible if we win the Tianyuan terrain of the Yishan mountain range. Chen Shang was also a little excited at the moment, even if the sage Yishan came, there was nothing to be afraid of. Yishan mountain range, inside Yishan gate. Uncle Yu has returned. He stood behind an old man with a black rune face and said, Brother Master, those tree roots are about to reach the Tianyuan terrain of Yishan mountain range. How should we deal with it? Have all those masters come here? Master Yishan asked. Not yet, it should be coming soon. Uncle Yu replied, that tree is terrible, and the roots of that kind of tree are difficult to block. What should we do now? Don't worry, that city will be over in the end anyway. In contrast, Xiaoshu, this girl has caused us more trouble. Master Yi Tianzhong sighed. I am betrayed, she went to God Yaobao city has not returned yet. Doesn't it mean that the ancestor Yishan is coming? Yu Shu suddenly looked terrified. He knew very well why the sage Yishan came. This is for sure. We failed to attack Xiaoshu within the time he specified. He will definitely solve this matter. Master Yishan sighed. Ayan is also true. She was abused by us. For so many years, I thought she had confessed her fate. I didn't expect to find something for us at this critical juncture, confront and retaliate against us. It's really impossible to guard against. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4587, Yinshan Wei. The terrifying roots of the Chaos Dragon tree had reached the depths of the Yishan mountain range and began to devour the Tianyuan terrain. I have to say that the Tianyuan terrain of the Yishan mountain range is very huge, and it will take a while for the Chaos Dragon tree to swallow it. Unlike the previous Yishan city, it was swallowed up by the Chaos Dragon tree in an instant. However, Master Yishan was not in a hurry at all. Because for him, sooner or later he will be punished by the sages of Yishan, so it doesn't matter whether he protects the Yishan mountains or not. Brother Master, we are so waiting for the Yishan mountain range to be drained of the Tianyuan terrain, is this okay? Uncle Yu was a little worried. Don't worry, when the ancestor comes, he will quickly take down the magical medicine treasure city, and then Yishanmen will be built in the magical medicine treasure city. Master Yishan said. At that time, Ian and Xiaoshu will be grab it. How did we treat Ian before, then we can treat Xiaoshu how? Uncle Yu just smiled, a very evil smile. Nilingwo hovered in the air. He saw movement on the Yishan mountain range, and the earth was squirming, and he knew that there were a lot of tree roots underground. But Yishanmen gave people a feeling of irresistibility. Before long, he saw a large number of disciples flying out of Yishanmen. They gave up the Yishan mountain range. Nilingwo was surprised. Seeing that the Yishan mountains couldn't stop the roots of the Chaos Dragon tree, the elders of the other sects were anxious. They really didn't expect that Yishanmen did not make any resistance, so they would just retreat. This shows that Yishanmen has nothing to do. These 5 forces are all anxious, but the head teachers and elders of Yishanmen are not at all anxious. Because they all know that the sage Yishan will come. In their opinion, as long as the sage Yishan comes, no magical medicine treasure city will withstand a single blow. As the Chaos Dragon tree swallows the Tianyuan terrain under the Yishan mountain range, the enchantment of the entire magical medicine treasure city has become more powerful, especially the energy of the heavens and the earth in the city is also more concentrated. The Chaos Dragon tree can also directly inject the energy of the heavens and the earth directly into the 6 sacred mirrors, which can make the 6 sacred mirrors run faster. Sister Xiaojing's cultivation of Tianmu Wanshui can not only temper the 6 gods' mirrors to be the strongest, but also upgrade the Aoshi god furnace at the same time, and then go to sacrifice the 2-4 elephants. At this time, the time domain of the 6 god mirrors also improved. After all, the time Yuanju was improved with Chen Zhang's cultivation base. Therefore, Sister Xiaojing can gain more time in the realm of time. Great, the Yishan mountain range is over. Standing in the tree hole, Chen Chong looked at the Yishan mountain range floating high in the distance, and smiled. It will fall soon. Many disciples of Yishanmen didn't know that the sages of Yishan were coming, so they all thought that the leader of Yishanmen was so useless to the extreme that they were forced to flee by a city. The elders of the other 5 forces are also shaking their heads and sighing, because they have been thinking about the Yishan mountain range for many years, but they did not expect to be ruined by others now. Moreover, after the magical medicine treasure city sees the Tianyuan terrain of the Yishan mountain range, it would definitely become very powerful, and soon it would become a hegemon of eastern Xuanzhou. So they can only hope that they can join forces to win the magical medicine treasure city later. Master Yishan and Uncle Yu, as well as several elders, are now on a small boat high in the sky. In that flying boat, stood a middle-aged man in red and black armor. His eyes had red eyeshadow, and his face was feminine, giving a gloomy feeling to the whole person. However, Master Yishan and Uncle Yu, the big men of Yishanmen, are very polite to this middle-aged man. This eldest brother, are you the ancestor Yishan? Master Yishan asked in a low voice, because Yishan's sages had too many forms, and he couldn't recognize them himself. He only knew that the people in front of him were far stronger than them. Do you think I am a sage Yishan? He is my lord, and I am not as strong as him. The middle-aged man with a feminine face laughed a few times and said, I am one of the 12 guards of the sage Yishan, Yinshan Wei. You can call me Lord Yinshan. Yes, Lord Yinshan. So, is the ancestor still coming? Master Yishan asked. He probably won't be here. How can the little things here alarm his old man? Yinshan Wei smiled. But, you still have to be punished. You can't fight Yishansheng within the stipulated time. The female executed 12 sets of torture, so you all have to be punished. Master Yinshan, this is mainly because we have encountered assistance beyond our power. Master Yishan sighed, but this is all to blame for us being not cautious, we punished. Oh, what kind of power is it? Yinshan Wei looked at the bottom, knowing that there were many roots, and said, are these things? Afterwards, Uncle Yu told Yinshan Wei about the magic medicine Baochang. After the Yinshan Wei heard it, his brows frowned and said, you can tell me more about the Heavenly Mother Heaven Pearl in Yixianzhong. I want to know the detailed process. Uncle Yu immediately explained in detail how Yi Tianzhong and Tianmu Kangqingju cooperated in the battle. Yinshan Wei looked solemn and said, if I can't handle this matter, the Lord may come here in person. He suspects that there is the power of the gods and sages to participate. Master Yinshan, what the asterisk is this? Can't even you handle it? Master Yishan was stunned. Maybe I am suspicious. Go, let's attack the magical medicine treasure city now. Yinshan Wei controlled the boat and quickly flew towards the magical medicine treasure city. If this city is taken, then the new Yishan gate will be built here. This is really a very powerful city. Yinshan Wei was in the air, observing the magical medicine treasure city from a distance, looking at the chaos dragon tree, exclaimed said, "Who is it that can create such a blessed land in a short period of time?" "It's a little devil named Chen Shang. He is the servant of Saint Yishan, and it is he who acts as a hindrance to prevent us from torturing Saint Yishan," Yu Shu said. Moreover, the former Saint Yi Tianyan, she betrayed. She told the truth to the saint and revealed the secret. We must also be severely punished. Yeah, Yin Shenwei nodded. Nilingwo had been suspended in the air, suddenly saw a small boat flying, and felt the powerful aura on it, his heart trembled. He also saw Master Yishan and Uncle Yu, both like dogs, standing respectfully behind a feminine man. Yin Shenwei also glanced at Nilingwo, and then jokingly said, "Are you from the Tianzong?" "Not bad, not bad." After Yin Shenwei finished speaking, a blood-red long sword appeared behind him. He was also a sword wielder. Seeing this red long sword, Nilingwo said in horror, "Is this the Yin Ju blood sword?" "It's not bad to be able to recognize it at a glance." Yin Shenwei smiled. "Senior is one of the 12 guards under the seat of the sage Yishan, Yin Shenwei," Nilingwo said in shock. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4588, Yishan 12 Guards. Nilingwo was able to recognize the Yin Shenwei directly, which made Yishan Master and Yushu very ashamed, because at the beginning, they mistakenly believed that Yin Shenwei was a sage of Yishan. Yin Shenwei turned his head and glanced at Master Yishan and Uncle Yu, which made them feel very embarrassed. "I am the Yin Shenwei." Yin Shenwei smiled and nodded. "You have always been in the Heavenly Mother Saint Wilderness, right? You have heard of me too, it's rare. Junior Nilingwo, meet Senior Yin Shenwei." Nilingwo was very respectful when facing the strong. "Who is Ni Jujian?" Yin Shenwei asked. "It's my ancestor of the Ni family," Nilingwo replied. "Very good, worthy of being a descendant of Ni Jujian," Yin Shenwei praised. Ni Laoju, one of the 12 guards, is also ranked 9th. Master Yishan, Uncle Yu and others were stunned. They didn't expect this Nilingwo to have such a background, but how could he be in Zhao Tianzong? "Senior, I wonder if the ancestor is still alive today?" Nilingwo asked. "Of course it's still there. I had a fight with him not long ago, and I couldn't beat him. Although I am ranked 7th, he is the one who defeats me." Yin Shenwei smiled and said, "Junior, you seem to be in a mood very bad, why?" Afterwards, Nilingwo told the things he was worried about and the fact that his plan of siege was not recognized, and also told Yin Shenwei. After Yin Shenwei heard it, he nodded and said, "Your idea is right. Unlike some unhelpful guys, they just lie flat." He was talking about the people like Master Yishan and Uncle Yu behind him, who could obviously resist it, but he had to wait for the sage Yishan to send someone. Nilingwo now also knows why the Master Yishan and others are not in a hurry, because they all know that the sage Yishan will definitely take action, and now they have sent one of the 12 guards, the Yin Shen Guard. With Yin Shenwei, Nilingwo now feels relieved a lot. At the same time, Nilingwo also grasped a very important piece of news, that the sage Yishan is in the Heavenly Mother Sacred Wilderness. Even the 12 guards under the seat of the sages of Yishan may be in the Holy Mother of Heaven. What a powerful force that is. Just now, Nilingwo still felt that the magical medicine treasure city was difficult to shake, but now in his opinion, the magical medicine treasure city is completely vulnerable to the 12 guards of Yishan sages. "Senior, the barrier of this city is very powerful, and it can also absorb the power of everyone in the city to increase it," Nilingwo said, "plus the Heavenly Mother Celestial Bead and Yishan Bell, these two things can be combined. It produces a very powerful power, which I did not expect. Don't blame yourself too much, because the enemy you are facing is already far superior to you," Yin Shenwei said. "What the predecessor is talking about, the servant named Chen Shang." Nilingwo frowned and said, "This person's cultivation base is not high. And he hides like a tortoise, he doesn't dare to come out to confront him at all. No, I suspect that the power of the Heavenly Mother Sage is here. Either the Heavenly Mother Sage is here, or her descendants are here," Yin Shenwei said. "The Lord sent me to come, presumably it was also expected." "What, the subordinates of the sage?" Nilingwo asked in surprise. "Yes, the power generated by the Heavenly Mother Celestial Sky Pearl comes from the Heavenly Mother's Wanshiju, which is the unique knowledge of the Celestial Mother Sage," said Yin Shenwei. "Moreover, the Celestial Mother Celestial Sage once created a set that can integrate the Yishan Bell and the Celestial Sky Pearl." Famine. Master Yishan, Uncle Yu and others also heard the scalp tingling at this moment. What they faced was actually related to the sage Yishin. At this time, the elders of the Master of Life, Supreme 9 Palaces, and 6 Soul Palaces all rushed to and came behind Yin Shenwei. They had all heard of Yin Shenwei, but they didn't recognize it at a glance like Nilingwo. They were all shocked when they learned that the sage Yishin had sent someone. Because seeing Nilingwo was very appreciated by the Yin Shenwei, according to the head teachers and elders of Tianzong, he did not pursue Nilingwo for destroying 2 ancient chaos weapons on the spot. Since the Yin Shenwei was there, they came all the way, and there must be nothing wrong with them, so they all watched by the side. They just felt it was a pity that after so long toss, the benefits were all taken up by Yishinmen. Li Minqing and Tianyuan, they both learned that there was a large group of people in the sky at the first time, and then immediately informed Chen Shang of the news. Kalian, Yi Tianshu, Tianmu Palace Master, and Aunt Yan, they are all in the Tianmu Holy Palace now, and they all know that the enemy's army is coming. Kalian immediately took them out and looked at the people in the sky. She saw the Yin Shenwei on the boat from a distance. Sage Yishin, the ***** didn't come here in person. Kalian gritted her teeth and said, "It's just a ***** for sending a dog here." At this time, Kalian also received a message from Chen Shang. "Leonor, I can't leave the Chaos Dragon tree for the time being, I still have practice." Chen Shang said, "You must be cautious when facing those enemies, don't be careless." They sent a guy called the Yin Shenwei over. The sage Yishin himself did not come. "If we can kill the Yin Shenwei, the sage Yishin will come personally." Kalian said, "Sage Yishin has 10 around him. Each of the 2 guards is very powerful and must be killed one by one. Wait for them to attack the city. If they are likely to break the magical medicine treasure city, then we will go out to fight." Chen Shang said. Kalian can only suppress the impulse in her heart, because she also knows very well that after going out, she will face many powerful enemies. Chen Shang remembered that Zillion said that Kalian's personality was very manic, and it was easy to get dizzy because of his emotions. Senior, how should we break this city? Nilingwo asked. "Use this." Yin Shenwei took out a bead, smiled and said, "This is the empty rune bead refined by the Lord." After speaking, he threw the bead away, and immediately after colliding with the barrier, a space crack burst out. Chen Shang had been paying attention to the movement outside. After seeing this scene, he was also shocked. Fortunately, he and Sister Xiao Jing reacted quickly and immediately released the space Yuanju, urging the powerful space power. After Grandma Tree absorbed the space power, she immediately repaired the crack, and then strengthened the enchantment space to prevent it from being torn apart by the enemy. "It's a bit awesome." Yin Shenwei frowned when seeing the space being repaired immediately. "The other party is really smart." After speaking, Yin Shenwei took out 10 more empty rune beads and threw them out immediately. This time, the empty rune beads can no longer tear the space. "This trick won't work." Yin Shenwei's expression gradually became serious, and said, Interesting. That tree is very powerful, it must be occupied." Everyone was watching from the side, but seeing those empty rune beads made them feel heartbroken, because they all knew that it was a very expensive thing, and this Yin Shenwei used up about 10 casually. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4589, War of Saints. Nilingwo wanted to know how the Yin Shenwei would break the barrier of the magical medicine treasure city. He didn't say a word, because in his opinion, it took a very powerful force to break the barrier instantly. "Blood sword, please, it's been a long time since I let you do this kind of thing, let's go." Yin Shenwei released the Yinju blood sword in his hand. This sword is blood red, although it looks slender, but it gives people a very scary feeling, especially the strong **** smell, which is very shocking. After the Yinju Shui sword flew out, it pierced the enchantment, and then continued to get in. At the same time, the Yin God Guard also sent his own energy to the Yinju blood sword in the air. The Yinju blood sword has been stuck outside the enchantment like this. The tip of the sword overflowed with red energy, and then it began to penetrate inside. As the Yinju Shui sword gradually pierced in, the entire magical medicine treasure city also violently trembled, giving people the feeling that the barrier would collapse at any time. Kalian looked below. She couldn't sit still, because if she continued, a hole would definitely be pierced out of the barrier, and then the Yinju blood sword could pass through that hole and defeat the entire barrier. So she immediately flew out with the fastest speed. Just when Yin Shenwei was very serious about controlling the Yinju Shui sword, Kalian suddenly appeared beside her. This stunned a lot of the powerhouses of the five forces. Because Kalian came to them so silently, but they didn't notice it, it was really scary. You know, those head teachers and elders are not low in strength. It's you. Yin Shenwei was shocked when he saw Kalian's dreamy and beautiful face. Dog stuff, let me die away. Kalian shouted angrily, and a red long sword appeared in her hand. Kalian was wearing a white dress. When she called out the red long sword, her white dress instantly turned red. Chaotic blood sword, Yin Shenwei shouted in shock. Ni Lingwo's expression changed drastically. He knew the origins of the chaos blood sword too well, but it was made using very mysterious chaos blood. Kalian pierced with a sword, and a ***** energy shrouded it, making people feel as if they were in a ***** ocean. While the whole body was cold, they were terrified to the extreme. Ni Lingwo and others ran very fast, because they knew very well that this kind of battle was not something they could participate in. The Yin Shen Guard is very powerful, and the woman who fights the Yin Shen Guard is equally scary, and looks stronger than the Yin Shen Guard. Kalian's offensive was very ferocious. She looked like a female devil now, and she smashed the Yin Shenwei to the ground in one burst. The flying boat of Yin Shenwei was also smashed by Kalian just now. After landing, the Yin Shenwei was still chased and beaten by Kalian. Lord, help me! Yin Shenwei suddenly roared and saw that his chest suddenly cracked, and then a black head burst out. This scene shocked everyone. Chen Shang was in the Chaos Dragon Tree. After seeing it through the telescope, his scalp was also numb. Yin Shenwei's chest cracked, and a black hideous head suddenly appeared, and Kalian was not surprised. She could see that she had seen it before. So she stabbed it with a sword for the first time. The scary thing is that the moment that person opened his mouth, he spouted a long and flexible black tongue, entangled Kalian's chaos blood sword. It's you, it's you. It really is you, you are reborn, ha ha ha. The man's head stretched out his tongue, and he was talking at the same time, looking extremely weird. Die me. Kalian was furious, and with her other hand, she slapped a golden blade of light, cutting off her tongue, and at the same time knocking the Yin Shen Guard away. Yin Shenwei's back suddenly cracked, and two stout arms appeared. Immediately afterwards, Yin Shenwei's throat also cracked, and a mouth appeared. What makes the scalp numb the most is that the Yin Shenwei has many small black hands or mouths with black teeth appearing all over his body. Even Yin Shenwei's forehead had a black mouth. Seeing Yin Shenwei in such a terrifying state at the moment, everyone was greatly impacted, and I didn't expect that Shengxian Yishan's men would be such a powerful evil demon. The Yin Shenwei should have summoned the power of the sage Yishan, and even possessed the consciousness of the sage Yishan. So the Yin Shenwei just now confirmed that the person in front of him was the Heavenly Mother Sage. After the Yin Shenwei gained the power of the sage Yishan, Kalian felt very strenuous while fighting him. What made her most infuriated was that she could not beat the Yin Shenwei somewhat. Although the Yin Shenwei used the power of the sage Yishan, it would not be suppressed by the opponent. She knows very well that her current strength is not strong enough. Although she has recovered a lot with Shen Zhang's co-cultivation Tian Muanshui, she has not yet returned to her peak state. However, Kalian can't take care of that much now. She must win this battle today. She wants to kill the Yin Shenwei. You have sickened me for so many years, I must kill you today. Kalian said coldly. When the sage Yishan betrayed her, all the 12 guards participated. Heavenly Mother Sage, your current strength is too weak. Ha ha ha, you can't even beat the Yin Shenwei under my seat, what can you use to defeat me? The speaker is obviously the Yishan Sage. Everyone at Yishanmen could see that the sage Yishan possessed the Yin Shenwei just now, and also bestowed the Yin Shenwei with great power, so he could turn the situation around. Not long after I was born again, it's normal for me to be weaker. Kalian said coldly, but don't be too proud. In my current state, it is not a problem to get rid of this disgusting dog. Kalian gritted her teeth, her eyes turned red, and she attacked even more crazily. Ha ha ha, for so many years, you still dominate with this personality. It is precisely because of your personality that leads to your decline. The sage Yishan laughed. Those who watched the battle from a distance were all shocked. The two fighting at this moment were actually the Heavenly Mother Sage and Yishan Sage. Heavenly Mother Sages have just been reborn, while Yishan Sages use the power of Yin Shenwei, but no matter what, their current power makes everyone present feel terrified. Is this the power of sages? Ni Lingwo was also shocked to see, but he didn't expect that the Heavenly Mother and sages were hidden in the magical medicine treasure city. It turns out that the little ghost named Chen Shang is just a cover. Nilingwo said solemnly, the treasure city of the magical medicine was built by the sages of the Heavenly Mother. Yes, we were all deceived. Uncle Yu sighed. The true core of the magical medicine treasure city is the sage of the Heavenly Mother. And that Chen Shang is used to mislead us, that guy is really a stinky slave. Quote. This time, we will win. The sage Yishan ancestor, just possessing the body of the Yinshan Wei, is so powerful. Master Yishan said excitedly, we are set to win. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4590, Baocheng Lost. The sage Yishan did not show up, and Kalian is not in the peak state of the Heavenly Mother Sage now, but this time they are fighting again after many years of separation. Heavenly Mother Palace Master and Yi Tianshu both looked very anxious, but they can't do much now, because once they go out, they will definitely be besieged by the powerful of the five forces. At that time, not only will it not help Kalian, but it will even distract Kalian. In a hurry, the Heavenly Mother Palace Lord took out the talisman to contact Chen Shang. Master Shen, are you watching? The Heavenly Mother Palace Master asked, is there any way to help Sister Kalian? Her current situation is very bad. I'm watching, don't worry, her strength is more than that. Chen Shang looked at the sky in the distance. Kalian looked like she was being pressed and beaten by the Yinshan Wei, but he could also see that Kalian did not use the strongest power. Kalian was somewhat hesitant, because now she was the only one fighting outside. If she tried her best and the other party was prepared, if she couldn't fight by then, the consequences would be serious. Kalian now looks very angry, but she is not dizzy, she still keeps calm. She had promised Chen Shang to protect the treasure city of the magical medicine as much as possible. If she exhausted her strength now, the treasure city of the magical medicine would also be very dangerous. The reason why Chen Shang saw that Kalian didn't use the most powerful force was because Kalian didn't use Tianmu Wanshiju. Tianmu Wanshiju can be used to fight, and its power is not small, but Kalian has never used it from beginning to end. It can be seen that Kalian is testing the strength of Yinshan Wei. The possession of the sage Yishan on the Yinshan Wei did cause the Yinshan Wei to explode with terrible power, but it was definitely unsustainable. Neither Yinshan Wei nor Yishan Shengxian could maintain this state for too long. So as long as Kalian drags on, she has a great chance of winning. You plan to delay time, right? Yinshan Wei sneered, you can see this trick by a child. Kalian remained silent, still fighting seriously. Let's do it together, Yinshan Wei suddenly shouted. Nilingwo made the most decisive move, condensing a very huge long sword, controlling the stabbing towards Kalian. Leader Yishan, as well as leaders and elders of other forces, all reacted. Yinshan Wei does not want to continue fighting with Kalian, because the method of the Yinshan Wei possessed by the sage Yishan will not last long. Once the time is up, the Yinshan Wei will be beaten back to his original form, and he will definitely be colored. Get rid of Lotus. Although it is more to beat less, as long as you can kill Kalian, the sage of the Heavenly Mother, you will be able to successfully enter the magical city. At this time, Yi Tianshu and Tianmu Palace Master, Li Minqing, Tian Yuan, also all went to battle. Yi Tianshu and Tianmu Palace Master are mainly responsible for using Yishan Bell and Tianmu Sky Pearl to pick up Kalian. Tian Yuan and Li Minqing used magic runes to disrupt the head teachers and elders. The sudden attack from the magical medicine treasure city disrupted the enemy's encirclement and protected Kalian from smoothly returning to the enchantment of the magical medicine treasure city. This barrier is not withstand a single blow. Yinshan Wei immediately used his Yinju Shui sword to pierce the barrier of the magic medicine treasure city as before. Xiaoshu, Xiaoshuan, stop it! Kalian shouted. Chen Shang heard Kalian yelling, Xiaoshuan, is that the name of the Lord of the Heavenly Mother Palace? He immediately recalled that in his long journey, he had indeed met a woman with the name, Zan. The woman's name is Han Jingshuan. Wait and ask her later. Chen Shang thought of Han Jingshuan. It was true that they had only been together for a short time, and the relationship between the two was not particularly close. Both Yi Tianshu and the Heavenly Mother Palace Master immediately used the sage weapons in their hands to coordinate with each other and hover in the air to impact the piercing force. Celestial Sky Pearl keeps hitting Yixianzhang. The bell of Yishan rang constantly, bursting out a wave of sound waves, penetrating the enchantment and out, shaking and dispersing the power of the Yin blood-resistant sword. The Yin Ju Shui sword condenses its power at one point and then pierces the barrier, but now it is all shaken away. Heavenly Mother Heavenly Beat and Yi Tian Zhang can cooperate so well, this is what Yi Tian Shengxian did not expect. After so many years, the cooperation of these two sage tools is not weaker than that of the past. The sage Yishan who was possessed by the Yin Shenwei now also realized that if it continues to be dragged on, then the time for him to possess the Yin Shenwei is about to come. At that time, with the strength of the Yin Shenwei, she will definitely not be able to beat Kalian. Therefore, it is necessary to break through the barrier as soon as possible, rush in to kill Kalian's current body, and damage Kalian's soul as much as possible. Master Yishan and the others were also very surprised. Even the Yin Shenwei possessed by the sage Yishan would not be easy to break through the barrier. Quickly, immediately use your ancient chaos weapon to break through the barrier by exploding. Nilingwo shouted, we can help the sage Yishan. Help Yishan sage, this kind of favor is great. Everyone knows how strong Yishan sages are. Whether it is the Yin Shenwei scent or the power that Yishan sages can possess from a distance, all the head teachers and elders present are eye-opening. And they also know now that the sage Yishan is in the holy land of Heavenly Mother. They are also very clear about what will happen to Tianmu Shengwang in the future. There must be a large number of ancient demon prisoners. If they can hold the thighs of the sage Yishan, then they will not be so strenuous when facing the ancient demon prisoners in the future. The sage Yishan not only wanted to win Kalian, but also wanted to seize Yi Tianshu, and let Yi Tianshu bear the curse for him. As long as I win the magical medicine treasure city today, I promise you will not be disturbed by the ancient demon prisoners. Yin Shenwei suddenly said. Those who were still hesitating before, immediately sacrificed that kind of huge ancient chaos device. Boom boom boom. 4 ancient chaos weapons fell from a high altitude, and at the same time they hit the magical medicine treasure city barrier, they blew themselves up at the same time. Even the Yin Shenwei released the Yin Ju blood sword in his hand, and through the self-destructing sacrifice for many years of beloved artifacts, he must break through the barrier of the magical medicine treasure city. The location they attacked is just above the Chaos Dragon Tree. If it can break through the barrier, it will affect the Chaos Dragon Tree, weaken the power of the Chaos Dragon Tree, and weaken the magical medicine treasure city. Facing such a fierce attack, the Heavenly Mother Kangchongzu and Yi Tianzhang couldn't stop them. The barrier was directly broken, and there was a terrible force that enveloped the entire Chaos Dragon Tree. When they released the ancient Chaos device, the people near the Chaos Dragon Tree were already far away, because they all knew that the target of this attack by the 5 forces was the Chaos Dragon Tree. The flames and lightning in the sky poured down from the sky like a waterfall. After the ancient chaos device exploded, a large number of fragments turned into tyrannical winds and swept around the Chaos Dragon Tree. From a distance, this huge Chaos Dragon Tree seemed to be completely destroyed. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4591, Dragon Blade Exterminates Demons. Kalian, Yi Tianshu, and Tianmu Palace Master all knew that Chen Shang was inside the big tree, and they all thought that the Chaos Dragon Tree could not stop it. So they all rushed over, trying to rescue Chen Shang. The surroundings of the big tree suddenly vibrated, and I saw many huge tree roots, like sharp thorns, piercing from the earth into the air. A large group of people from the 5 forces just swooped down from the air, and their bodies were all pierced and torn apart by these giant thorns, and a large group of people died in an instant. The most frightening thing is that the ancient chaos device fragments that fell around the Chaos Dragon Tree are all taken away and transferred by the Chaos Dragon Tree at this moment. That Yin Ju blood sword is a good thing. Grandma Tree said excitedly. Although there are only fragments left, it is also very good. A large number of fragments quickly entered the huge tree hole where Chen Shang was, and was absorbed by the 6 divine mirrors to be used for refining tools. The roots of the Chaos Dragon Tree are golden, and if you look closely, the tips of the roots are like the tips of dragon claws, and dragon scales can be seen. The roots danced wildly, and the person who fell from the hole in the barrier in the air was killed by the roots in the blink of an eye. Even Master Yishan, Nilingwo and others, facing the roots of the Chaos Dragon Tree at this moment, they dare not take it lightly. Because once it is tied up, it is very likely to be broken. What the asterisk is this? The Yin Shenwei who was possessed by the sage Yishan was also shocked to see that the Dragon Tree of Chaos had such a mighty power. This is a tree. It was made by the Holy Mother of Heaven. Nilingwo said. No, this is not the power of the Heavenly Mother Sage. Said Yishan Sage. The Heavenly Mother Sage is still very weak. It hasn't been long since reshaping the body, it is impossible to have this ability. Because they learned that the Heavenly Mother Sage was in the magical medicine treasure city, Nilingwo and others thought that she had built the magical medicine treasure city, and that the young servant Chen Shang was just a cover. But now that Sage Yishan said so, Nilingwo and Master Yishan also reacted. The magical medicine treasure city is most likely built by Chen Shang. Someone who can build such a city must have mastered some mysterious technique. There are other experts here, we must be careful. Yishan Sage suddenly reminded Dao Nilingwo them. The roots of the Chaos Dragon tree are very fierce offensive. The most frightening thing is that those roots are difficult to break. The strength of this tree has exceeded many people's imagination. Even the Heavenly Mother sages and Yi Tianshu did not expect the Chaos Dragon tree to be so terrible. You know, the Chaos Dragon tree was previously hit by the self-detonation power of several ancient chaos devices, but none of the leaves fell, but now it is still blocking the attacks of the leaders and elders of the five forces. Even the Yin Shenwei possessed by the sage Yishan can't help the Chaos Dragon tree now. Yin Shenwei, release all the ancient demon prisoners you grabbed, said the sage Yishan. Don't worry about so much, destroy the tree. The most important thing is to catch the sage Yishan, don't think about occupying it. Take this city. Yes, Lord. Yin Shenwei immediately took out a dozen huge beads, each of which was half a person tall. These beads were pitch black, and they were thrown out by the Yin Shenwei, and then fell to the ground to erupt an incomparably evil aura. As a breath exploded, a terrifying roar was heard, and 15 giant black apes appeared below. Each of these black apes has a large number of spikes on the back, and has a long tongue. The tongue secretes a black, disgusting sticky substance, which is very poisonous at first glance. The black giant ape is very huge, like a hill, with a mouth like a crocodile. It has sharp teeth like serrations. After biting the roots, it can peel off the scales of the roots with a strong pull. The root is sawn off. The appearance of these dozen black giant apes instantly reversed the situation, can bite off the roots of the trees responsible for the attack, and climb the Chaos Dragon tree. Let's go. Nilingwo shouted, take advantage of it now. Without the obstacles of the Chaos Dragon tree, the leaders and elders of the five forces all rushed to kill. Kalian and others can only challenge. The Chaos Dragon tree is very stubborn, and many of the roots of the tree grow quickly, shoveling the black giant apes away, preventing them from climbing on the tree. Nilingwo and others are now attacking frantically. They want to take down this city and the Chaos Dragon tree. Yin Shenwei's current strength is weakening, because the power brought by the possession of the sage Yishan is gradually weakening. Bitch, before I leave, take me a trick. Yi Tianshang grinned at Kalian. Then the sage Yishan drove the Yin Shenwei, and red blood suddenly appeared all over his body. He was burning the flesh and blood of his body, allowing himself to gain a terrible speed, and rushing towards Kalian. Kalian couldn't dodge, and was directly knocked out by Yin Shenwei's body. What made Kalian most painful was that the moment her body was hit, the head on Yin Shenwei's chest exploded. The evil and tyrannical power caused a lot of damage to Kalian. Sage Yishan's consciousness withdrew from Yin Shenwei's body, and Yin Shenwei was also seriously injured, but he succeeded in injuring Kalian severely. As long as there is no Kalian in the magical medicine treasure city, relying on Nilingwo and others is enough to win this city. What's more, they still have more than a dozen black giant apes. Those black giant apes are also ancient demon prisoners. What is the magical medicine Baocheng using to resist them? Ha ha ha, you lost. Although Yin Shenwei was severely injured, he still had a strong fighting capacity and continued to chase Kalian. Kalian only felt aggrieved. She is a sage of the Heavenly Mother. Now defeated, she is a dog slave possessed by the sage of Yishan. Brother, the Azure Dragon Slayer demon sword is temporarily healed. Sister Xiao Jing said suddenly. Although you can't fully familiarize yourself with the new Azure Dragon Slay demon sword in a short period of time, its power is enough. Enough. Chen Shang looked at the Azure Dragon Slaughter demon sword that emerged from the Six Gods mirror. This cyan dragon carved demon sword, at this moment, looked no different from before. However, when Chen Shang held the handle of the knife, he felt the excitement of killing Chelong inside. Sister Chelong, Chen Shang said in his heart, we are ready to fight. I've slept for a long time, it's time to move my muscles and bones. Chelong girl smiled and said, brother, let's go. Chen Shang could only use the Azure Dragon Slaughter demon knife, the Six God mirrors and the Proud God furnace, all of which had not been completed yet. He held the Azure Dragon Slaughter demon sword and walked to the entrance of the tree cave, and at this moment a black giant ape was climbing up. These black giant apes have a very keen sense of smell, and they know that there are people in the tallest and largest tree hole. And Yin Shenwei also knew that Chen Shang had something to do, so he had to be caught and asked about the secrets of the Chaos Dragon Tree and the magic medicine Baochang. Standing in the tree hole, Chen Shang suddenly saw the head of a giant ape that was several tens of meters wide, and the crocodile-like mouth pierced directly into the tree hole. Disgusting thing, get out of here. Swinging the Azure Dragon Tumo knife, it slashed forward, and the cyan blade glow was like a cyan thunder and lightning mad dragon roaring fiercely. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4592, Super Strength. Yi Tianshu and the others were anxious, because there was a black giant ape at the entrance of the tree hole where Chen Shang was, but they couldn't get out to drive them away. Nilingwo and the others also knew that Chen Shang should be hiding in that tree hole, because Tianyuan, Wu Mo, and others were all rushing there frantically. Even if they were injured, they wouldn't be able to care about it, but in the end it was stopped. Yi Tianshu, Tianmu Palace Master, and Li Minqing also wanted to rush over and boarded the tree hole to drive away the black giant ape. However, they were all entangled by Nilingwo and others, and they couldn't break through their surroundings at all. Haha, that guy named Chen Shang is really important, you are all desperate to protect him. Yu Shu said. We will be able to take down Chen Shang soon, and then we will be able to grasp the secrets of the formation of the magical medicine treasure city. Yin Shenwei shouted. At this moment, the Yin Shenwei was suspended in the air to heal his wounds. He could not fight, and Kalian was lying on the ground. Her body was blocked by a kind of evil force released by the Yin Shenwei, unable to move. Kalian looked at the tree hole and clenched her teeth. She regretted it. She knew that she was guilty of old problems again. She was too arrogant. Roar. Suddenly, there was a dragon roar from the huge tree hole at the highest of the Chaos Dragon Tree, and everyone immediately looked over. I saw that the giant black ape lying in the tree hole was penetrated by a cyan lightning dragon head. Boom. There was another loud noise. The black giant ape, which was more than 100 meters high, was blasted by a force and fell from an altitude of 10,000 meters. After landing, the body of the black giant ape exploded with cyan lightning power, and then the body was directly torn apart. Everyone present, including Yin Shenwei, knew the terrible black giant ape. Even the Yin Shenwei, it took him many years to tame the black giant ape. But now, he was instantly killed by someone. This is Chen Zhang's power. Li Minqing and others were suddenly surprised. You have come to provoke me over and over again, it's really annoying. Chen Zhang's angry and cold voice came. Yin Shenwei immediately realized that Chen Zhang's strength was very powerful. Although he didn't know why Chen Shang didn't make a move before, but now that Chen Shang made a move, he had to attack Kalian as soon as possible. Yin Shenwei immediately looked at Kalian. He wanted to hold Kalian as a hostage. Just as the Yin Shenwei flew towards Kalian from the air, Chen Shang immediately threw the Qinglong Tu magic knife. The Qinglong Tu Modao turned into cyan lightning, flashing towards the Yin Shenwei. In the blink of an eye, Yin Shenwei's body was directly pierced by the Azure Dragon Tu demon sword. And Chen Shang also came to Yin Shenwei right after, speed as fast as teleporting. Chen Shang came to Yin Shenwei. His hands were like dragon claws, and he slammed the Yin Shenwei a few times, and then tore it from the middle, directly tore the Yin Shenwei's body. And this Yin Shenwei also has a variety of weird methods. After his body was torn, a red light flew out of his body. It was his soul that was fleeing. Chen Shang couldn't care about chasing after him. The six-god mirror was not around, so he couldn't catch that powerful soul. Yin Shenwei's soul flew towards Nilingwo. He wanted to attach to Nilingwo's body and bestow the power of his soul on Nilingwo. Nilingwo was fighting with the palace lord of Yi Tianshu Heavenly Mother. After suddenly getting the soul of the Yin Shenwei into his body, his strength suddenly skyrocketed. Chen Shang came to Kalian. Her injury was not light. Many tree roots appeared on the ground, wrapping the body of Kalian, and then taking it to a safer place under the Chaos Dragon Tree to heal the injury. Chen Shang looked at Nilingwo, and immediately rushed over. With the cultivation base of Yi Tianshu and Tianmu Palace Master, he couldn't beat Nilingwo at all. The sword in Nilingwo's hands turned out to be the Yin Ju Shui sword. Yin Shenwei obviously has two such swords, and now they are in Nilingwo's hands, and they are even more impressive. Fortunately, the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword in Shen Zhang's hands is not weak, and his cultivation base is extremely high, and the Azure Dragon Slayer Demon Sword still has the power of the Red Dragon Girl, and he has not fallen behind in weapons. Chen Shang used his mind to see Nilingwo. His 6 cultivation bases at this moment actually have as many as 300 orders. No wonder it is so powerful. Chen Shang couldn't see it before, but the reason why he can see it now shows that his cultivation level is equivalent to that of the opponent. If all of his 6 cultivation bases are added up, it is nearly 500, but they are scattered, and no opponent is focused on the sole cultivation base. Even so, the 6 elements that Chen Shang can use to gather them together are equivalent to the order of 350, so after each of his swords is swung out, the power is extremely terrifying. When Niling Wo accepted the move, he felt exhausted. He really did not expect that not long ago he snatched a Chaos Dragon fruit in front of Chen Shang. At that time Chen Shang had nothing to do. However, it hasn't been long before Chen Shang has grown up, and his cultivation base is still so high. Chen Shang hasn't fully integrated the 6 paths of his own practice yet, otherwise, if his 6 paths are concentrated, he will be comparable to the 500 steps. After cultivating in the Chaos Dragon tree for many days, his cultivation level has improved a lot, but he has not been familiar with the application. After all, it takes a lot of battles. What's more, among his 6 cultivation bases, 150 are the cultivation bases of the alchemy. He has not yet unearthed the power of the alchemy. However, even so, Chen Zhang's strength at the moment is very terrifying in the eyes of Niling Wo. Who are you on earth? The speaker seemed to be Yin Shenwei. I am the master of this city. Infringe on my territory and dare to be so arrogant, don't even want to run. Chen Shang instantly chopped out tens of thousands of knives. The blade light was like tens of thousands of blue dragon-shaped lightning, falling from the air. After being hit by this kind of lightning, the surrounding people from the 5 forces screamed in pain. Niling Wo was slashed into the air and fell to the ground, his life and death unknown. At this time, the highest tree hole of the Chaos Dragon tree suddenly climbed out of a large number of black wood ants. It was Grandma Ant who made the move, and her mysterious wood ants are also very terrifying. Chen Shang did not go to Niling Wo right away, but flew to the black giant apes at the fastest speed, killing one of them one by one. The mighty black giant ape, facing Chen Zhang's Azure Dragon Slaughter Demon Sword, had no power at all, and was killed by 3 or 5 knives. Master Yishan and the others are all scared at this moment. There are such powerful characters in the Magic Medicine Treasure City. Why didn't they come out earlier? If they come out earlier, they will recognize the council earlier, and they won't have to lose those ancient chaos devices. After the black giant ape was killed, the roots of the Chaos Dragon tree could be used smoothly, and then they danced wildly to catch the people of the 5 forces. Master Yishan was suddenly caught, and Chen Shang also took the opportunity to rush over, slashing him with a single blow. Yi Tianshu, Uncle Yu, Aunt Yan, and other leaders and elders were shocked to see this scene. Especially Yi Tianshu and Yu Shu, they all know the power of Yi Tian's master. In the universe of Shanghai, they were the most powerful characters, and they died so uselessly at this time. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4593, Finding the Heart Palace. The Heavenly Mother Palace Lord and Li Minqing have also discovered that Chen Shang has grown taller now, but because he flies too fast, it is temporarily impossible to see his face clearly. In the Heavenly Mother Sacred Wilderness, when the cultivation level reaches a certain stage, it can break through the limit of flight. Chen Shang now doesn't need flying ants, he can fly in the air, and the speed is still very fast. I don't know why. Under the Chaos Dragon tree, Chen Shang flew around at the fastest speed, specifically killing those people from the 5 forces who were entangled by the roots, trees, and vines. He didn't know the status and cultivation level of the people he killed in the 5 forces, he only knew that they were all enemies who invaded the Magical Medicine Treasure City. These people are in high positions and have a lot of resources. They are all begging for mercy, but now Chen Shang doesn't like their resources at all. Chen Shang flashed past with a single sword, the master of the Supreme 9 Palaces, the master of the Life Soul Palace, and the master of the 6 Soul Palace were all beheaded one by Chen Shang. He didn't even know that he had killed these head teachers and the elders. In just a moment, all the powerful from the 5 forces were all killed by Chen Shang. Chen Shang came to Niling Wo, stepped on Niling Wo's face, and said coldly, "You said, you must have enough strength to be worthy of owning this city, then am I worthy now?" Niling Wo looked at Chen Shang with a look of fear. You know, there are Yin Shenwei in Niling Wo's soul. Yin Shenwei knew very well how terrifying Chen Zhang's strength was. If he grows up, he might be comparable to a sage. You, Shen Shangtai, you are so talented. If you join the camp of the sages of Yishan and join forces with the sages of Yishan, you will surely be able to rule this proud universe. Niling Wo said, but that was what Yin Shenwei meant. Then do you know who created this proud universe? Chen Shang frowned and said, I created it. You can go to death. After speaking, Chen Shang smashed Kneeling Woe's body with a single knife. Snatch me a chaos dragon fruit and change my life. You asked for it. Chen Shang hovered in the air, looking around. The attack of the five forces this time was mainly concentrated on the chaos dragon tree, and did not cause excessive damage to other places. Although this time wiped out all the enemies who came to attack, Chen Shang knew very well that the biggest threat was in Zhongshengzhou, where there was a sage Yishan. In addition, Tianmu Shengwang must also involve some secrets, such as Tianmu Heart Palace and Tianmu Yuanxin. Chen Shang immediately returned to the tree cave. He wanted to look at the 6 sacred mirrors and put a lot of souls into the 6 sacred mirrors. The souls of Kneeling Woe, Yin Shenwei and others were all taken away by Chen Shang, which can be used to refine the soul energy, which can then be used to strengthen the Chaos Dragon Tree. Heavenly Mother Palace Lord and Yi Tianshu, supporting each other at this moment, they are both hurt a bit, and they are also very tired. We are so weak. The Heavenly Mother Palace Master looked at the devastated ground all around, and exclaimed, Master Shen's power alone can destroy them, he really is him. Do you know Chen Shang well? Yi Tianshu asked. Understand, but don't understand. The Heavenly Mother Palace Master shook his head. In short, he should have such a powerful power. Let's go back first, Yi Tianshu said. Li Minqing, Tian Yuan and others sent people to clean up here. Certainly, Chen Shang shouldn't worry about this kind of thing. At this moment, they are even more in awe of Chen Shang. The power that Chen Shang showed was terrifying to the extreme. He even used his own power to destroy so many powerful enemies. That was the strongest power of the 5 forces, elders, head teachers, so many powerful people, it was actually killed by one person. Aunt Yan was still in shock at this moment, and followed Yi Tianshu to the Heavenly Mother Sacred Palace, and then looked back at the huge chaotic dragon tree full of sacred majesty. Little Shu, then, is young Master Shen still your servant? Aunt Yan asked. She thought that Chen Shang was nothing great. But now, Chen Zhang's powerful power has completely shocked her. I have solved that contract long ago. Yi Tianshu said, I said before, he is not easy. When she met Chen Shang, Chen Zhang's cultivation was still very weak, but she cultivated a double soul sea. Moreover, Chen Zhang's double soul sea is very special and powerful, so she will attach great importance to Chen Shang. It was just unexpected that Chen Shang was even more terrifying than she had imagined, and in a short period of time, he could grow to this point. Boom boom boom. Suddenly there was a loud noise in the distance. It was the huge mountains in the Yishan Mountains that were falling from the sky. The energy contained in the huge mountain also exploded, producing a huge explosion, and the earth trembled one after another. As the Chaos Dragon Tree swallowed the Tianyuan terrain beneath the Yishan mountain range, the suspended giant mountains lost energy support and gradually fell. Chen Shang was sitting in the depths of the tree hole next to the 6-god mirror. Kalian was also sent here by Grandma Tree. She has recovered a lot from her injuries, but she is still very weak. At this moment, she looked at Chen Shang quietly. After watching for a long time, she said, Brother Shen, I underestimated you. The current Kalian is the personality of Leonor. Only when Kai Lian is very weak, Leonor personality will dominate. Leonor, your sister Leondi was almost unlucky again. Chen Shang smiled and said, she really can't fix her arrogance. Oh, what can I do? Kalian lay on a rocking chair, looking at the golden light on the top of the tree hole, and said, Brother Shen, who are you? You suddenly became so much stronger. Will it cause harm to your body? You have the memory of Sister Zillion, don't you know that I created the 6 principles of practice? When you come to Aoshi Universe, you must follow this set of rules to increase your strength. Chen Shang said, then you think I am in the end who is it? Have you said that the formation of the Aoshi Universe is related to you? You created the Aoshi Universe? Kalian asked. I am still not sure whether Aoshi Universe was completely created by me alone. I have to find a creative sage to figure out what is going on. Chen Shang said, because of this matter, he has a deep relationship with him. Connect. Brother Shen, can you help me find the Heavenly Mother Heart Palace and Heavenly Mother Yuanxin? Kalian suddenly got up, hugged Chen Shang from behind, and said, you are my only hope now. My wife should already be in the Tianmu Heart Palace. Chen Shang smiled and said, as long as I find a way to contact them, I will know where the Tianmu Heart Palace is. Ah, your wife. Kalian frowned suddenly, seeming to be jealous, and said, Do you really have a wife? Is she strong? Why can she find the Tianmu Heart Palace? World Defying Dan God Chapter 4594, Missing Fate. Chen Shang knew that Shui Shenxian and the others had come to Tianmu Shengwang early, but they couldn't contact them, so he thought they were in Tianmu Heart Palace, because only in this kind of place, there was strong spatial resistance, so they couldn't contact them. I can get in touch with Sister Zillion, but I can't get in touch with my wife. As long as I'm in Tianmu Shengwang, I should be able to get in touch. Chen Shang said. The Tianmu Heart Palace is also in Tianmu Shengwang, but Tianmu Heart the palace may be a space, so I speculated that my wife has already arrived in the Tianmu Heart Palace. However, Kalian's current focus is not in the Tianmu Heart Palace. Big brother Shen, is that really your wife? How can you have a wife, you Washin carrot? Kalian said. Leonor, I'm talking about serious matters. Chen Shang rolled his eyes. This lotus-shaped Kalian didn't seem to care much about Tianmu Heart Palace and Tianmu Yuanxin. I'm also talking about business. Your wife, am I good-looking? Kalian continued to ask, with a playful smile on her face. Yeah, much better than you. Chen Shang pouted. Of course, you are also good. Huh, stinky man, Kalian snorted. In fact, something happened to her and Shen Shang, but it didn't happen completely. She was only consciously close to Shen Shang before, plus only her Leonor personality was interesting to Chen Shang, and her feelings for Chen Shang still inherited the tenderness of Zilian. So whether Kalian is really interesting to Chen Shang, even Kalian herself doesn't know. After all, she still has the personality of Emperor Lian and the personality of Tianmu. At best, these two personalities only recognized Chen Zhang's strength. In addition, they were both non-emotional personalities, so it was unlikely that they would be ambiguous with Shen Shang like Leonor. Your wife, why are you looking for the Tianmu Heart Palace? Kalian asked with seriousness now. It was commissioned by the Heavenly Mother Soul Clan. Chen Shang said briefly, and the Heavenly Clan Mother entrusted them to help find the Heavenly Mother's life and soul. Those women, they are really amazing. Kalian glanced at Chen Shang and said, you seem to know the women in Hundred Flowers World. Of course, I have known them for many years. Chen Shang sighed. After I was hit by the Forgetting Fate curse, they all forgot, and now only a few of them have their memories restored by me. Kalian gritted her teeth slightly and hummed a few times. She could guess that in Hundred Flowers World, there must be many women who have a very close relationship with Shen Shang. Touching Kalian's resentful eyes, Chen Shang spread his hands and said, Leonor, I will also help you find the Heavenly Mother Heart Palace and Heavenly Mother Yuanxin. Don't care what I use. I know, Kalian said, you fellow, you are worse than I thought. You are recovering from the injury, what are your plans? Chen Shang asked. Of course it's going to Zhongshengzhou. The sage Yishan is there, I want him to do a break. Kalian said. Can you beat him? Chen Shang didn't think that the current Kalian could beat the sage Yishan. It can be beaten, Kalian said. You couldn't even deal with that group of miscellaneous fish before. Do you still want to kill the sage Yishan? Chen Shang said with a curled mouth. Don't forget, your current injury was caused by the Yinshan Wei. By the way, you are not. Is Leonor personality? Why are you so arrogant? Don't underestimate me. Think back then, when I was Emperor Jukai, if there were dozens of times more miscellaneous fish like the previous one, it was not my opponent. Kalian said, I am just too weak now. Now, when I go to Central Saint State, my strength will recover a lot. Leonor, why did your strength recover when you went to the Central Saint State? Chen Shang was a little curious and asked, is there anything in Central Saint State that can help you regain your strength? Yes, my fate is in Zhongshengzhou. I have a cosmic fate, but it was taken away. Kalian said, that fate should be sealed somewhere in Zhongshengzhou. The main thing is to maintain the operation of the Heavenly Mother's sacred desolation. Chen Shang was shocked suddenly, before Linglong's mother-in-law said he was a man of the universe's fate. And Kalian herself also has a cosmic fate, which seems to be a very mature cosmic fate, otherwise it will not be taken out, and will be placed in the Central Saint State. Are you really sure that cosmic fate can restore your strength? Chen Shang wanted to ask more about the cosmic fate. I'm sure, Kalian said, I didn't know where the universe's destiny was. But the Yin Guard and the dozen black giant apes came from Central Saint State. I can perceive the universe from them. The energy fluctuations of fate. What? It means that the energy emitted by your cosmic fate has been absorbed by them. Chen Shang frowned, will this weaken your cosmic fate? No, it's my cosmic fate. It can gather a lot of energy in the central saint state, and then give those energies some attributes, which can make those energies different in the universe. Kalian said. This is the power of the cosmic fate. Where? Why do you have a cosmic fate? Then what is the cosmic fate? Chen Shang felt more and more that this color lotus was not simple, and among the 4 great sages, it should also be very special. I'm not sure, I only know that thing is called the cosmic fate. Especially since I entered the cosmic sea of gods, some guys come to me from time to time to ***** my cosmic fate. Kalian said. At that time, I didn't know what the cosmic destiny was, and I didn't even feel that there was a cosmic destiny in my body. This is the same as Shen Zhang's current situation, because he doesn't understand his cosmic fate now either. How did you feel the fate of the universe? What is the fate of the universe? Chen Shang asked. As my cultivation level improves, I gradually feel that I have indeed become very strong through the cosmic destiny. This later also caused me to kill myself. Kalian said, I was a sage of the Heavenly Mother at the beginning. The reason why I was killed may be because I have a cosmic fate. Chen Shang originally thought that after the Yin Shenwei and the others were killed, the magical medicine treasure city would be peaceful for a period of time. What he didn't expect was that someone suddenly attacked the barrier of the magic medicine treasure city. At this moment, the sky over the entire magical medicine treasure city was covered with dark clouds, flashing blood-red violent lightning, as if something terrible was about to come. You should heal your injuries here first. I'll go out and have a look. Chen Shang let Kalian stay in the tree hole, and then went out immediately. The head teachers and elders of the 5 forces have been killed. Then the roots of the Chaos Dragon tree will grow wildly, and then spread to the entire eastern Xuanzhou, which can remove all the heavens and terrains of the eastern Xuanzhou, and all the heavens. Bring the crystal ore into the bag. This is Chen Zhang's ideal and beautiful plan, but it is obviously not that easy. Because he ignored the power of other states, they might want to swallow Dongxuanzhou. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4595, Shaking Spell. After Chen Shang flew out, he rushed directly to the sky, looking at the sky. What the **** is going on with the Holy Mother of Heaven? Why do I feel more and more that this Holy Mother of Heaven is hiding a terrifying power? Chen Shang looked at the black vortex formed by the dark clouds in the sky, as if energy was condensing, and it was aimed at the Chaos Dragon tree. The whirlpool looked terrifying, like the open mouth of a supergiant. It seemed to swallow the entire magical medicine treasure city at any time. However, Chen Shang did not sense particularly powerful energy fluctuations. Nowadays, the ones that attack the magical medicine treasure city barrier are all lightnings, and these lightnings do not come from the center of the black cloud vortex, so it looks very strange. Those lightnings that attack the enchantment didn't seem to be particularly powerful. Hitting the enchantment, it didn't hurt or itchy. The Heavenly Mother Palace Lord and Yi Tianshu also walked out of the Heavenly Mother Palace at this moment and looked at the sky. They also saw that they were floating high in the sky, their bodies emitting golden light, and lightning bolts fell on him from time to time, but they did not attack him. What harm did it cause? Is it the sage Yishan of Zhongshengzhou? Yi Tianshu already knows why the sage Yishan exists. If the sage Yishan doesn't come to Yi Tianshu soon, then he might be tortured by the curse soon. I don't know, let me ask Master Shen. The Heavenly Mother Palace Master took out a subpoena and went to contact Chen Shang. Chen Shang just said that he didn't know, and asked them to hide temporarily and prepare for the battle. Kalian was still very weak at the moment. She could feel the very wrong energy, and then flew out staggeringly, flying to the top of the canopy of the Chaos Dragon tree, looking at the huge black cloud vortex. This is, Kalian immediately shouted to Chen Shang. You hurry up, this may be the power of the curse. After Chen Shang heard this, he was also taken aback. He immediately came to Kalian, quickly supported her, and brought her back to the tree hole. How can you run out casually? Your injury is still not healed. Chen Shang hugged her and put her on a bed. I felt a breath of curse power, so I went out to take a look. Kalian closed her eyes and sighed. I don't know why this curse power appeared, and I don't know if it is a curse against me. The curse against you, Chen Shang said. Aren't these curses all realized by other people? For example, let others betray you. So I'm not sure if it is a curse, but it is indeed a very powerful curse. Kalian, lying on the bed, suddenly sat up and said solemnly, it is also possible that this is a curse. Someone is treating me curse. Who would it be? Chen Shang took a breath and said, could it be the sage Yishan? Was it the curse he had cast? Will he cast the curse? Definitely. Cursing this kind of thing, the 4 great sages will know how to do it. Kalian said. I heard that these evil curses, the supreme 9 palaces were the strongest, and later the 6th Fate Soul clan also mastered them, but the elders of the supreme 9 palaces and 6 soul palaces were all killed by me, and their souls were still being destroyed. I'll catch it, Chen Shang said. You may not know that there is actually Yishan sages behind the supreme 9 palaces. Kalian said, I just heard that Yishan sages and heavenly punishment sages have jointly established some sects. The supreme 9 palaces, and according to Tianzong, they might have founded it. Suddenly, a voice came from the sky. Heavenly Mother Sage, you are still weak now, you can't resist this powerful curse. I urge you one last time, obediently surrender, and come to Zhongshengzhou personally to find me to lift the curse, otherwise this curse will surely let you. Life is better than death. This is the voice of the sage Yishan. Sure enough, this is a curse power, and it is still under the sage Yishan. Kalian wanted to respond, but Chen Shang stopped her and prevented her from going out. Sage Yishan, you are waiting in Zhongshengzhou, I must go to Zhongshengzhou to take your life. Chen Shang responded. Ha ha ha, you're still stiff, wait a minute and see how ugly and hideous the sage of the Heavenly Mother will become after being cursed, ha ha ha. The sage of Yishan laughed and said, yes, you are here in Central Saint State. At that time, remember to bring Yi Tianshu with you as soon as possible. This is the only chance to save the sage of Heavenly Mother. After the voice of the sage Yishan passed down, the people in the magic medicine Baocheng also heard it. Not long ago, they were shocked by the terrifying strength of Chen Shang, and they were able to sweep the 5 forces with one person's power. In their eyes, this was much stronger than those sages. So they believe that Chen Shang should be able to solve this crisis. However, there are also a small number of people who believe that Chen Shang is powerless in the face of the curse. Many people have heard of the power of the evil curses and curses of the Supreme 9 Palaces. It is said that they are very scary. You can directly target a person to cast the curse from a long distance. And now, judging from the movement above the magical medicine treasure city, this curse is very terrible, and the enchantment of the magical medicine treasure city can't stop this curse at all. Yi Tianshu immediately contacted Chen Shang and said, Chen Shang, let Sister Kalian take me to Zhongshengzhou. I will surely let that ***** lift the curse. Don't worry, heal your injuries first, I can handle this kind of thing. Chen Shang responded in a hurry, and then went to take care of Kalian. Kalian sat on the bed, her face was very ugly, because she knew very well how powerful the curse was at this moment. Now she is very weak, and she is so close to the sage Yishan, she can't escape the curse at all. The sage Yishan might have been right, as long as he weakens me, he can curse me. If the Mother Holy Desert is blocked today, it is difficult to escape from the Heavenly Mother Holy Desert. In such a small area, I can't escape him at all. Curse. Kalian bit her lip. The current Leonar personality is also her weak side, but even in the face of such a difficult situation, she is still very strong and did not cry. Chen Shang went over and hugged her, and comforted, there must be a way. Maybe, if we go to the Heavenly Mother's Heart Palace, will the curse be lifted? No, these curses are very powerful. Those who can't get rid of it can only be recognized. Kalian said, I will bear it for the time being. As long as I don't die, I can still turn over, and I will continue to reincarnate. Where is Xiaoshu? Chen Shang asked. She said, I want you to take her to Zhongshengzhou. No, once Xiaoshu goes, she will never escape from Yishan Shengxian's palm. She doesn't need to help me lift the curse. I will reincarnate for several lifetimes and weaken the power of the curse. Kalian said, and Xiaoshu falls. In his hands, it will be overwhelming. Brother Shen, stay away from me as soon as possible. After this kind of curse power falls on me, I don't know what I will become, maybe it will hurt you. Kalian suddenly hugged Chen Shang, and then with him to kiss. Before, she was only with Shen Shang in the double soul sea, and she was intimate with Shen Shang in the state of conscious soul. Thank you for giving me this body, but I didn't protect it. After Kalian kissed Chen Shang, she smiled at Chen Shang, and said softly, it's great to know you in this life. It makes me feel the emotions between men and women. This is something I have never experienced before, thank you. I hope I can meet you again in the next life. Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4596, Sudden Transfer. When Chen Shang looked at the gentle and haggard beauty in his arms, he felt distressed. He hated himself for being too weak and unable to stop this kind of thing. Facing the curse, he really has no power to stop it, especially the sudden curse. You know, even he himself is entangled by this curse. You go, Kalian urged, pushing Chen Shang. Chen Shang remained motionless, then hugged her tightly and kissed her. Kalian was struggling at first, because she hoped that Chen Shang could leave quickly, but Chen Shang just refused to leave. After I'm cursed, it will definitely be ugly, you should go. Kalian wept in tears, sad. No, Chen Shang shook his head. I want to be with you. The curse comes, it is your most painful and difficult moment, I want to be with you. Chen Shang asked her to lean on her chest, then stroked her charming and dreamy jade face, and said, don't be afraid, I will find a way to share the pain for you. Brother Shen, do you know? Lianer personality is born because of you. Kai Lian can only accept Chen Zhang's affection for her at this moment, leaning against Chen Zhang's chest, and said softly. Is there no such personality before? Chen Shang asked. No, this is separated from Zillion Shinru's consciousness. Kalian said, because they all value this part of personality, this is why Zillion resisted me at first and did not recognize me, so I can only split with her. But after the split, why do you have Lianer personality? Chen Shang asked. Because I am very curious, why Zillion and Shinru are reluctant to isolate this emotion, so I also choose to copy this personality. Tianmu personality and Liandi personality are both strong, even if I retain this personality, I can cut it if I don't want it in the future. Drop, Kalian said. So now, Emperor Lotus and Tianmu, will they still cut you off? Chen Shang asked. I don't know. Kalian sighed softly, it's a pity, they don't have emotions, so my relationship with you will be very strange. Alas, especially when the curse comes next, I don't know me. What will it become? Chen Shang and Kalian said this to disperse her anxiety and make her feel as warm as possible. Soon after, the center of the huge black vortex in the sky suddenly turned red, and then a burst of red light flashed. A black light fell, and the power of the curse came. Come, you go now, it's still too late. Kalian shouted, pushing Chen Shang away vigorously. Chen Shang now also feels that a very powerful curse is coming. No, it was for me. Chen Shang shouted suddenly, and pushed Kalian to the entrance of the tree hole. Grandma Tree, protect Kalian. Chen Zhang's face changed suddenly, but he was more happy in his heart, because this curse power did not go to the weak Kalian. What's the matter? Why is the curse force directed at you? Kalian yelled in surprise. She, who was at the entrance of the tree cave at the moment, was also entangled by many tree vines and was taken away from the place by the tree's grandma. At this time, she suddenly remembered the memory of Yuan Zillion. Chen Shang had taken away the soul of the destiny of Yuan Zillion. Its destiny soul. You took Zillion's destiny soul and transferred it to your soul. Before Kalian was taken away, she cried to Chen Shang and shouted, why is it not cursed? You will be very painful. Zan Zillion had been cursed before, and then Chen Shang entered the depths of her soul and discovered the soul of fate. The destiny soul is very special. Although it can be taken away, it can only be transferred to the soul of someone else. It was Chen Shang who personally contacted Zillion's destiny soul, so the destiny soul also took the initiative to run into Chen Zhang's soul. At that time, Zillion said that if someone cursed her in the future, it would definitely be Chen Shang to bear it. When Chen Shang heard Kalian talk about it, he remembered this, otherwise he almost forgot. Bring it on. Chen Shang immediately took away the 6 divine mirrors he was cultivating, and told Granny Tree some things. He rushed out of the tree hole of the Chaos Dragon Tree and flew high into the sky. Suddenly a red light flashed, and Chen Shang went straight into the deepest place. Knowing that he could not escape the curse, he decided to go in and see how this curse was formed. Sage Yishan, you didn't expect it. Chen Shang sneered. This cursing force is directed at me. Your plan has been ruined. Damn bastard, how did you do it? Impossible, I clearly locked her destiny soul. How could it be crooked on you? The sage Yishan also discovered this, and he was immediately angry and roared, if this is the case, then you will bear it. The curse in you is the same, I can use you to threaten them. At this moment, Chen Shang could feel a stinging force in a huge red vortex deep in his body, which was crazily digging into his body. Brother, I can take you away. Sister Xiao Jing said suddenly, Space Yuanju has evolved. I can take you through the space and stay away from this curse force. No, if I leave, this curse will hurt the Chaos Dragon Tree. Chen Shang said. The Chaos Dragon Tree is very important to Sister Zillian's plan. When Chen Shang left, the Chaos Dragon Tree had already returned the Life Element Orb to Chen Shang, and the Chaos Dragon Tree itself had bred something similar to the Life Element Orb by engraving the Life Element Orb. The Chaos Dragon Tree grows faster now, so Chen Shang can't let the Chaos Dragon Tree be destroyed. That's fine, wait until you absorb enough spell power, we will go again. Little Mirror said. This spell power is also terrible in your body, maybe it will make you crazy. I know, Chen Shang said. Sister Jing, you will need your help to suppress me then. A large amount of blood-red curse power, turned into liquid at this moment, and crazily penetrated into Chen Zhang's body. Chen Zhang's body swelled and began to burst and hideously, which made him very painful. Damn it, I have entered my soul sea. Chen Shang suddenly felt desperate, because his first and second soul seas were suddenly poured into by this terrifying curse power. This kind of curse power is directed at the Destiny Soul, so I am looking for the Destiny Soul in a frenzy. Kalian was entangled by a large number of trees and vines, and she could barely see the red light in the sky gradually disappearing. The black clouds gradually dissipated. Chen Shang is gone. Kalian was sent back to the tree hole, where she burst into tears. She thought that she would be the one who would bear the terrible curse, but she didn't expect that because Chen Shang had helped her put an end to this trouble long ago, let her survive the disaster, and also endured a terrible curse for her. After Chen Shang absorbed all the curse power, Sister Xiao Jing immediately teleported him away, lest he would kill him here. You know, his current strength is already very strong, if he really goes crazy and fights, no one can stop him. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4597, Destined. Leonor, the little master is still alive. Grandma Tree said suddenly. I have a deep and very close connection with him. If he is dead, I can feel it. Kalian was also surprised when she heard Grandma Tree's voice. Are you, the soul of this tree? Kalian asked. Yes, the little master called me to be Grandma Tree. Grandma Tree said with a smile. Don't be out of sight. Next, there are still many things you need to do. Does he have any plans? Kalian asked. There is a talisman here, through this talisman, you can contact Zillion. Grandma Tree said. Only here, and through me, can you contact Zillion in the distance. Then I can contact Brother Shen now. Kalian wiped away her tears and grabbed a talisman in the tree hole. This was also a messenger talisman that Chen Shang hurriedly dropped before. He knew that Grandma Tree would definitely help him explain the good Kalian. No, his current state should not have recovered yet. Grandma Tree said. You should contact Zillion first to see how you can continue to implement the Little Master's plan. Kai Lian closed her eyes, because she was still Leonor, and she needed Emperor Lian's personality or Heavenly Mother's personality to deal with this matter. Grandma Tree continued to help her heal her injuries so that she could change into the personality of Emperor Lian. After the appearance of Emperor Lian's personality, his expression was also very solemn, and there was a trace of sadness and melancholy in his eyes. Chen Shang bore the terrible curse for her. Of course, she was very grateful to Chen Shang and very sad, and it also gave her an unprecedented complex emotion. Through the talisman left by Chen Shang, she got in touch with Zillion. Zillion, it's me, Kalian said, I am the Emperor Lian now. How could it be you? Where is Chen Shang? Zillion immediately realized something, and shouted anxiously, what happened to Chen Shang? Didn't I ask you to protect him? You promised me, but you didn't do it. Quote. Sorry, Kai Lian can only apologize. If she had her personality, she might have started to cry. Is he still alive? After Zillion calmed down, she hurriedly asked, tell me, what's the situation? Still alive, Kai Lian immediately told Zillion the ins and outs of the matter. Zillion learned that Chen Shang had become very powerful and was able to kill the 5 forces. She was still very happy, but when she thought that Chen Shang was suffering from the terrifying curse, she was anxious. At the beginning, he accidentally hid and found the fate of my soul, and transferred it away, that's why you escaped. Zillion sighed. This may be destiny, he is destined to we have fetters. What is your plan? Chen Shang wants to keep this magical medicine treasure city, there seems to be a plan. Kalian asked. Well, I originally proposed this plan. Zillion also told Kai Lian of this plan. It is to let the magic medicine treasure city search and hoard most of the resources of the Tianmu Holy Desolate, and then separate the magic medicine treasure city before the Tianmu Holy Desolation is about to be destroyed. In this way, a lot of resources can be obtained, and the Heavenly Mother's sacred palace can be developed and grown. This plan is great. After Kalian listened, she praised again and again in her heart. She didn't expect that Zillion had been thinking about the Heavenly Mother soul race. And she, the sage of the Heavenly Mother, rarely had contact with the Heavenly Mother soul race after the universe Divine Sea was separated from the Heavenly Mother soul race. At this moment, she also felt deeply guilty in her heart. I'm going to the magical medicine treasure city now. Originally, Chen Shang wanted me to go to Zhongshengzhou to find creative sages, but now that something like this happens, I can only go to the magical medicine treasure city first. Zillion sighed. What about him? Aren't we going to find Chen Shang? Kalian deeply blamed herself. She wanted to find Chen Shang. Don't look for him for the time being. Chaos Dragon Tree said that he is not dead yet, so he will be fine for the time being. Don't forget, he is the one who created the 6 principles of cultivation, and he can also cultivate a small life soul. Said Yan Zillion, he can carry it. Okay, come here, I really need you by my side too. Kalian now only feels that she is very weak. She hopes that all her clones are there, and when needed, she can become stronger together. Kalian also went to the Heavenly Mother Palace to inform the Heavenly Mother Palace Lord and Yi Tianshu of Chen Zhang's situation. Kalian could see that the Heavenly Mother Palace Lord almost couldn't stand still after learning about Chen Zhang's situation. At first glance, she knew that she had deep feelings for Chen Shang, but she never made it clear. She also knew that she knew Chen Shang best here, and the first person who knew Chen Shang was the Palace Master Tianmu. Yi Tianshu also became very silent, and clenched her fists tightly. She thought it was because of her. Whether it was Chen Shang or Kai Lian, they were all trying to protect her and prevent the sage Yishan from invading her, so the sage Yishan came to look for trouble one after another. Kalian sat in the hall with them, and both fell silent. Chen Shang was teleported away by Sister Xiao Jing, and she didn't know where he was teleported to Heavenly Mother Saint Wilderness. Anyway, Sister Xiao Jing sent him as far as possible. He was lying on a piece of gray mud, his body swelled like a giant beast, and red energy emerged from all over his body. He fell into a forest. The sky above the forest is shrouded in thick gray clouds, and there is no light all year round, so this forest is also gloomy. The leaves and trunks of the forest are also gray and black. In this world, the gray tones are very depressing. But in the gray forest, there was a very strong red light, which was emitted from Chen Shang. Brother, how are you doing now? Sister Xiao Jing asked. The 6 magic mirrors also floated out, floating beside Chen Shang. I can hold it for the time being. Chen Zhang's eyes flashed red, and when he spoke, a red evil curse was also gushing out of his mouth. Chen Zhang's double soul sea was filled with curse power, which was a terrifying energy. I don't know where the sage Yishan got it, and it must have paid a great price to release this curse power. 2 days have passed, although Chen Shang is still shining red, but he is no longer suffering, and the dual soul sea has gradually stabilized. Brother, what is your situation now? Sister Xiao Jing asked, too in a panic. I don't know. In short, I don't seem to be cursed. Chen Shang frowned and said, if you want to curse me, it should be to lock my destiny soul, but this curse force is locked to the destiny soul of Sister Zillion and others, so this curse power is now in my dual soul sea. Then, what about the fate of Sister Zillion? Sister Xiao Jing asked. The destiny soul is in the middle of that curse power. Chen Shang said, it's just that this curse is too powerful, and I can't suppress it for a while, so it almost burst. In other words, brother, are you okay? Sister Xiao Jing was suddenly very happy and smiled. You seem to have picked up this powerful curse for nothing. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4598, Unknown Area. Chen Shang also couldn't figure out what kind of state this curse power existed in his double soul sea. He can temporarily seal this curse power in his own double soul sea, but this is after all the curse power released by the sage Yishan, and it is only temporarily stabilized at the moment. He is worried that other situations will occur in the future. Bai Jian is hard to say, because I still can't refine these curse powers. Chen Shang said, the curse power is indeed very powerful. It should have taken the sage Yishan many years to prepare this curse. Brother, the curse power has entered your double soul sea, and it must belong to you. You can refine it a little bit. Little Mirror smiled. You can cooperate with other things to absorb this curse power. Well. Yes, in the future, I really have to study how to absorb and refine this curse power. Chen Shang still feels a pain in his head, so he can only take a short rest. The sage Yishan thought that he could curse the Heavenly Mother Sage, but he didn't think about this powerful curse, but he went to Chen Zhang's side. But he didn't think this was a big problem. As long as Chen Shang was cursed, he could use Chen Shang to blackmail Kalian or Yi Tianshu. And without Chen Shang, the magic medicine treasure city would definitely not be able to keep it. However, the sage Yishan, who was far away in Zhongshengzhou, now had the feeling of falling a dog and eating shit, because he felt that the state of the curse was very bizarre, and he felt that he was not completely successful. Zhongshengzhou, on the top of the Sage Mountain, in a palace. An elegant middle-aged sage Yishan, sitting in the upper seat of the hall, frowned, and said, "The curse has taken effect, but it hasn't taken effect completely. What is going on?" In the hall, there are 11 people, including men and women, tall and short, and some are even giants over 3 meters tall. Feng Shenwei, go to the magic medicine treasure city to find out what is going on. I want to know the whereabouts of Chen Shang, said the sage Yishan. Yes, Lord. The speaker was a beautiful woman in a blue dress. She turned into a gust of wind and flew away as soon as she finished speaking. My lord, Yin Shenwei was killed by Chen Shang. Feng Shenwei is gone, can you beat it? A tall man asked. You don't understand this. Yishan Shengxian smiled and said, I counted Chen Zhang's marriage fortune. Chen Shang is a very romantic man, he can't pass the stage of beauty. Although Feng Shenwei is a female generation, the strength is also at the end of yours, but who of you can stop her temptation? Chen Shang was still in that gray forest. He didn't know where he was. He only felt that he was far away from the magical medicine treasure city, not even in Dongxuanzhou. Sister Jing, where are we? Chen Shang asked, can you take me back to the magical medicine treasure city right away? Brother, I used a lot of energy to transport you away. Although I can travel long distances in space, it consumes energy. Sister Xiaojing whispered. If you send it back, the reserve sky I am afraid that the source crystal is not enough. Chen Shang was also taken aback. The situation was too urgent at the time, and I didn't bring too many Tianyuan Jing. It was my fault. Little Mirror's sister also blamed herself. It doesn't matter, I took you away in a hurry at the time, and didn't think about it too much. Chen Shang said, we just need to go back. Although the Heavenly Mother Sacred Desolate is big, it is not so big. He took out the transmission talisman and tried to contact the treasure city of the magical medicine, but found that he could not be contacted, even through the 6 magic mirrors, indicating that the distance was a little far away. He was able to contact Zillion from a long distance before because of passing the Chaos Dragon Tree. Sister Mirror, the space Yuanju has been upgraded, and logically, your space power should have also increased a lot. But now through the space power of the 6 magic mirrors, you can't contact the magic medicine treasure city. Chen Shang said very confused. According to the current strength of space Yuanju, it really shouldn't be unreachable. Sister Xiaojing was also puzzled, and said, Brother, can it be said that this place is the place where the Heavenly Mother Heart Palace is located? But how did you teleport to this place? Chen Shang hurriedly asked. This place does have a very solid space, so it is difficult to break the wall of space. I don't know, it seems to be led by a space force. If the space here is really strong, then I should not be able to bring you in. Little Mirror's sister said, Brother, or you can take it. Give space Yuanju a try. Chen Shang immediately took out the space element bead, and then urged the space element bead to release the space energy. As the space Yuanju continuously fluctuates out of space energy, Chen Shang also closes his eyes to feel the state of the surrounding space when the energy fluctuates. After half an hour of testing and trying, Chen Shang also discovered the problem. It's not that the space here is too strong, but that there is energy in this place that interferes with the space. Chen Shang frowned, what kind of energy is this? How can it be done? With that said, he took out several talismans and threw them far away. He then passed through the 6 magic mirrors to send the talisman one by one. After the test, it was impossible to transmit at such a short distance, and it was obvious to what extent it was disturbed. In other words, Shenxian and the others are very likely to be in this place. Sister Xiaojing said, Brother, you have been unable to contact them. Could it be that they are all here? Didn't they enter the Heavenly Mother's Heart Palace? Chen Shang had thought that Shui Shenxian and the 100 Flowers women had already gone to the Heavenly Mother's Heart Palace, so they couldn't get in touch. Maybe, the Tianmu Heart Palace is also here, so this kind of spatial interference occurred. Little Jing said. Where is this place? Chen Shang tried, and he could levitate in the air, but when he saw below, all the big trees he saw were gray leaves. The sky and the earth are all gray. Without strong sunlight, it will not become very dark, but it will always remain white and gray. If they are really here, how can I find them? Chen Shang looked around and didn't know which way to fly. Brother, first look around here to see if there are other people here. Little Mirror said, there are so many women in 100 Flowers world, if they really enter this place, then there are other people here, maybe they have seen them before, or have heard of them. That's the only way. Chen Shang could only fly in one direction casually, trying to find other people before speaking. Although this place is subject to strong spatial interference, there are no other interferences. For example, it is still possible to perceive the spirit fluctuations around it through the 6 divine mirrors. Sister Jing, are you still cultivating now? Has the 6 magic mirrors become stronger? Chen Shang asked. Not yet, but I have already swallowed a lot of energy before. Once the refining is complete, it can become stronger. Little Mirror said, the rest is just a matter of time. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4599, Fallen South. At this time, Chen Shang was flying in the air with the 6-way magic mirror. Instead of sitting on the 6-way magic mirror, he tried his best not to let the 6-way magic mirror consume too much energy. Although he is very strong now and does not need the 6 magic mirrors to participate in the battle, he needs the 6 magic mirrors as a guarantee. If facing a stronger enemy, he would feel more at ease if he had 6 magic mirrors to use. The 6 Gods mirror is now just to investigate whether there are soul fluctuations, and find other people in this gray place as soon as possible to understand exactly what this place is. However, he flew for several days without finding anyone else. He tried to fly high, but was pulled back by a force and could not continue to fly high. Kalian called both Yi Tianshu and Tianmu Palace to the highest tree hole in the Chaos Dragon Tree, and asked them to put their messenger talisman here to contact Chen Shang. Because here, the talisman can contact people farther away, for example, you can contact the faraway Zillion. However, after they tried, they couldn't get in touch with Chen Zhang's messenger. Where is young Master Shen? The Heavenly Mother Palace Master is worried now. She knows that Chen Shang is still alive, but she is worried that Chen Shang is in danger or something. If Chen Shang was severely injured and was still in a coma, then even if he was still alive, he wouldn't know when he would be able to wake up. He may be in a place where the space is severely isolated. Grandma Tree said. Kalian immediately thought of a place. Chen Shang told her before that he could not contact his wife, thinking that his wife was in the Tianmu Heart Palace because there was a strong space barrier there. Did he go to find his own wife? Kalian whispered. He said before that his wife is also in the Tianmu Shengwang. Yes, his women are all in Tianmu Shengwang, and I have received them before. Tianmu Palace Lord nodded. He has always missed them, and it is normal to find them now. Kalian was a little curious, and wanted to ask about Chen Zhang's women, but she couldn't tell. After all, she is now the personality of Emperor Lian, but she is not so gossip. If it's Lian her personality, then I can't help but ask. Sister Kalian, how are you recovering now? Yi Tianshu asked. Sage Yishan will not stop. We should continue fighting soon. This time, I don't want to be as useless as before. She looked at Yishan Zhang in her hand, and continued, I don't want to use this Yishan clock anymore, because this is the thing of a sage Yishan. Your Heavenly Mother Wan Shiju can create a powerful artifact, and you can help me transform it. Yi Tianzhang. I have recovered pretty well these days. Yi Tianshu said, I can help you remodel Yi Tianzhang. Then troubles Sister Kalian. Yi Tianshu was a little pleased, because if she continued to use Yishan Bell, she would think of the sage Yishan. And the current sage Yishan is a very disgusting existence in her heart. Sister Tianmu, do you remember me? I have something I want to talk to you alone. A light and soft voice suddenly came from the sky above the Chaos Dragon Tree. Sister Kalian, who is this? Heavenly Mother Palace Lord asked in a low voice, is it an enemy? It's the enemy's running dog. Kalian said coldly. She is the function guard, one of the 12 sage guards in Yishan. What is she doing here? Yi Tianshu's expression became full of murderous expression, and said, these guys are all damned. Calm down first, I'll talk to her. I'm worried that Chen Shang will fall into their hands. Kalian said, after all, Chen Shang is cursed now, they might be able to perceive where Chen Shang is. Speaking of Chen Zhang's possible encounters, Palace Master Tianmu bit his lip immediately, feeling uncomfortable in his heart. If Chen Shang fell into the hands of the sage Yishan, he would definitely suffer very painful torture. She wanted to see Chen Shang very much. After all, she became beautiful and wanted to be honest with Chen Shang with her beautiful face. However, Chen Shang was so terribly cursed that her whereabouts were unknown. Kalian immediately flew into the air, and across the barrier, she saw the beautiful, gentle and peaceful Feng Shenwei wearing a blue dress. What are you doing here? Kalian said coldly. Are you here to die? Sister Tianmu, sister, I am here, to care about you. Feng Shenwei sighed quietly and said, I have been separated for many years. I miss my sister very much. When I learned that my sister is here, I came quietly. Stop talking nonsense, the villain, Sage Yishan, why did you send you here? Kalian didn't take this set. In those days, the sages of Yishan and the sage of the Mother of Heaven, they became brothers and sisters, but the eldest brother of sage of Yishan sneaked against her. Back then, the 12 guards of Yishan also participated in it. Therefore, it is impossible for Kalian to trust the people of the sage Yishan anymore. No matter how nice Feng Shenwei said, she no longer believed it. Sister, I came because of Chen Shang. The Lord asked me to come over to understand Chen Zhang's situation. Feng Shenwei whispered, you know, he is my lord, so I can't disobey him, betrayed him at the beginning. Sister, I have no choice. She was talking, she cried. Kalian just thought it was funny, because the Feng Shenwei was obviously acting, even though it seemed to be the same thing. Chen Shang is fine, you can go back. Kalian said. What she can rest assured now is that Chen Shang has not fallen into the hands of the sage Yishan. In order not to reveal too much about Chen Shang, she can only say that Chen Shang is okay. Chen Zhang's strength is very strong, and it must have made the sage Yishan worry. If it is not clear whether Chen Shang is still in the treasure city of the magical medicine, the sage Yishan will not have another attack. Chen Shang possessed the ability to kill the Yin Shenwei, and he killed the Yin Shenwei easily. In other words, if the remaining 11 guards of the sage Yishan meet Chen Shang, they will be easily swept away by Chen Shang. Thank you sister for letting me know. Feng Shenwei flew away as soon as he finished speaking. She was also afraid that Chen Shang would suddenly come out. When she turned her head, Feng Shenwei's originally soft and beautiful eyes also became fierce and full of murderous intent. It can be seen that she also wanted to kill Kalian, but she was worried that Chen Shang would kill it. Yin Shenwei is much stronger than her, and Yin Shenwei is dead, so she must not be able to defeat Chen Shang. Damn bitch, Kalian cursed in a low voice before returning to the tree hole. After returning, Kalian saw that Aunt Yan was also here. Sister Kalian, Aunt Yan has brought some news. Yi Tianshu said. What news? Kalian asked. When I was in Yishanmen, I learned about the general geographical situation of this Tianmu Holy Desolate. Aunt Yan said. You can't reach Master Shen, then he is very likely to fall into the forest in the south. Falling south in the forest? Kalian frowned, this place doesn't sound like a good place. Yes, this place is very mysterious. Once you enter, you will be trapped inside. I heard that there were many powerful elders in Yishanmen. After entering the southern fallen forest, they did not come out again. Aunt Yan said. Chen Shang went to the southern fallen forest. How did he go? Kalian asked. The southern fallen forest has a strong spatial interference. In fact, the entire Heavenly Mother's sacred desolate space has been interfered by a force, so there is no teleportation array. And the source of this interference power comes from the southern fallen forest. Aunt Yan then said. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4600, Another Day. Chen Shang didn't die and couldn't contact him, so it is very likely that he has entered the southern fallen forest. It seems that we can only wait for Zillion to arrive before making plans. Kalian definitely can't rush into the southern fallen forest to find Chen Shang immediately, because it is still unclear whether he is inside. Sage Yishan looked at Feng Shenwei and said, Chen Shang is in the treasure city of magic medicine. Did the Sage of Heavenly Mother tell you? Yes, she answered decisively at the time, saying that Chen Shang was okay. Feng Shenwei said. Chen Shang is not in the treasure city of magic medicine. Said the Sage Yishan, you don't have the breath of curse. Chen Shang is under such a powerful curse, the curse power on his body will cover a large area. Lord, Then Chen Shang is not in the magical medicine treasure city. Are we going to attack the city as soon as possible? A middle-aged asked. No, we have to figure out what Chen Shang is doing now. Is he cursed in the end? Said the sage Yishan. I have put so many curses over the years, but I have never encountered a situation like this before. If I don't figure it out, it's hard for me to feel at ease. Lord, why does this happen? What is the reason? Someone asked. I don't know, but I guess what means Chen Shang used to transfer the curse to himself. But well, if it is transferred to him, then he will definitely be cursed, and I must be able to perceive him. What location? Yishan sage shook his head. Can't you feel it now? Someone asked. I can't perceive it. It's a vague feeling. I only know that curse power is still there, and the curse power is still very abundant, as if the curse power has not fully burst out. Sage Yishan said while shaking his head. But Chen Zhang's power can't suppress that curse power, even if it is 10 me, it can't be suppressed. That curse power, but I use hundreds of millions of creatures. It's made of his soul. Lord, did the curse fail? Someone asked. Because the curse was suddenly transferred, the curse failed. Impossible. If the spell fails, the curse power will explode. If the curse power erupts, the magical medicine treasure city can't have no breath at all. The sage Yishan shook his head again. Lord, can you figure out where Chen Shang is? Said a middle-aged man. I can try, however, this requires a huge loss. Fortune-telling in Tianmu Shengwang, the consumption is really too great. Yishan Shengxian sighed, but now it can only be counted, and I don't know Chen Zhang's situation. I have trouble sleeping and eating. Because of the appearance of Chen Shang, all the rhythms of the sages of Yishan have been disrupted, and the sages of Yishan felt a little scared. First is Chen Zhang's ability to create a treasure city of magical medicine, and then Chen Zhang's ability to transfer curses. In the eyes of Sage Yishan, this is a very terrifying and unknown force, so he must figure out Chen Zhang's situation. Sage Yishan took out a knife, slashed his chest, and then took out 2 small golden hearts and placed them on a black disc. Then he closed his eyes and smashed the 2 golden hearts on the disc with one palm, and suddenly the golden light burst. The black disc suddenly turned red, and then emitted an evil red light. Everyone watched quietly, and they all knew that their lord had lost 2 hearts in order to figure out where Chen Shang was. This was a great loss of vitality. After 3 hours passed, Sage Yishan opened his eyes and looked solemn. Lord, what is the result? A middle-aged man carrying a sword hurriedly asked. This person is the sword god guard. Chen Shang is not in the treasure city of magical medicine, said the sage Yishan. Tianmu, this bitch, really is lying to me. Feng Shenwei cursed in a low voice. I must tear up her cheating mouth. Where is Chen Shang? Sword God Guard asked. It can be seen that he really wants to fight against Chen Shang. He really wants to see how strong Chen Shang is. In the southern fallen forest. He went to the southern fallen forest, and he is in excellent condition. He has not been cursed, but has suppressed the curse. The sage Yishan said solemnly, this son must die. Because he has already seen through the Yishan curse. Before long, he will even be able to completely restrain the alien spell. My lord, why is the spell of the different heavens peeked through? This, Sword God Guard was surprised. I'm from another sky, and our curse has never been pierced by anyone. The sage Yishan shook his head and said, I don't know how he did it. If he can't be captured alive, then he will be killed. Let him divulge the flaws of the magic spell. My lord, what is the place of Yishan? Jian Shenwei said with some curiosity. You have mentioned it many times, I am curious to ask. Where is the other world? I don't know, I only know that the curse of the different world is difficult for me to get rid of, even if I escape here. That's why I named myself Yishan, and I want to play against the other world. Said the sage Yishan. So what about the heavenly mother sage? Does she also come from another day? Feng Shenwei asked. No, sage Yishan shook his head and said, I am very tired today, I want to rest. Master, should we attack the magical medicine treasure city now? Chen Shang entered the southern fallen forest, and he must not be able to get out now. Sword God Guard asked. I am very weak now, what if you can't attack it? The heavenly mother sage is not a vegetarian, and the chaos dragon tree is getting more and more terrifying. Prisoners, encourage them to tear up Dong Xuanzhou. Then we won't get that tree. Feng Shenwei felt it was a pity, because she had seen that tree up close before, and if it could occupy it, it would definitely be very good. Don't think about it, even if we get that kind of thing, once it is targeted by the ancient demon prisoners in Zhongshengzhou, sooner or later we will not be able to keep it. Shengxian Yishan waved his hand and said, "It is better to find out, Chen Shang why enter the southern fallen forest. He may have any purpose to go to the southern fallen forest. Yes, we will do our best next to investigate the relevant intelligence of the southern fallen forest." Sword Shenwei said. The sage Yishan left. If all these 11 guards felt that Chen Shang was immortal, their lord could not be at ease. Just as the sage Yishan left, there was a very cautious old man with white hair and white clothes standing at the door of their hall. Seeing this old man, the powerful 11 guards suddenly backed up a few steps, and showed their weapons, and all of them looked terrified. This old man is just a sage of creation. Creative sage. Sword Shenwei said coldly. What are you doing? You know, the current sages of Yishan are very weak, but this sage of Chuangdao suddenly appeared, so the 11 gods subconsciously believe that the sages of Chuangdao are here to find trouble.